Y'all was officially tagged in the video, just to let y'all know. And we are all set. We are here. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Last Supper Kingdom Conversation. My name is Voice Chosen Farrah McLaughlin. I am honored to be your host tonight. Mm. I'm honored to be your host tonight. Tonight, we gather around one table with many voices, different backgrounds, different experience, different beliefs, and different traditions, and different perspectives, and different journeys. Yet, despite our differences, we all wrestle with many, many of the same human experiences. How do we handle success? How do we respond when someone else gives shines? How do we remain humble while embracing who we are? And how do we build genuine community in a world that often reward competition over collaboration? We come to the table not to debate a person, but to hear their heart, because every voice deserves a seat and every story deserves to be explored and told. Tonight is not about proving who's right. It's not about doctrine, debating doctrine. It's not about winning an argument. It's about understanding humanity at the table. Because every person carries a story, and every person carries wisdom, and every person deserves to be heard. So tonight, pull up a chair, take a seat, and welcome to the table. Before Before we begin, I would like to say the Last Supper Kingdom Conversation was created because wisdom is often trapped in solitude. We spend so much time surrounding ourselves with people that think like us, believe like us, and live like us, that we rarely make space to truly hear people whose journey look different. This table was never created to decide who's right and who's wrong. It was created to make room for understanding, room for trust, room for accountability, and room for healing, and room for growth. At this table, every person may not agree, but every person will be respected and will not be, we are not here to convert. We are not here to compete. We are not here to diminish. We are here to listen. We are here to learn. We are here to grow because sometimes the greatest breakthrough does not come from change. It's changing someone's mind. It comes from expanding our own understanding. Welcome to the Last Supper Kingdom Conversation. Tonight, tonight theme is different gifts, one table, humility over competition. Tonight we'll explore comparisons, confidence, identity, humility, encouragement, relationship, purpose, and what happens when people become connected to your gift than your humility. So tonight, it gives me great honor. I have three amazing women. One would either be on her way or she's probably not going to be able to make it. She's someone that has not, is not new to the table. She's been here before. Her name is Halima Saadia. We love you, Halima. We pray that everything works out for you when it comes down to technology. We love you. We look forward to seeing you here when you get here or at the next table. That is my sister, y'all, and I'm looking forward to hearing what she has to say, even now or at a later date. I will always love you, Halima Saadia. Um, Now, this next person that I'm going to bring up, um, I'm going to say in 2014, 15. I want to say her video reached me in 2016. Um, Her name is Faith Nesbitt, Pastor Faith. Let me give you her right credentials. Pastor Faith. And I'm going to say this. I was battling with not just grief, but addiction as well. And I had took a whole bunch of pills. And Faith, you can come up on the screen um, and turn your camera on because I can talk directly to you and why I believe that you are a woman of this time right now. How you doing, my beautiful sister?
Hello. Hello, sister. How are you? Hey,
I,
sister.
how you doing? So I want to just tell you, you have been a very help in my development in becoming who I am today. I'll never forget. It was 2016, and hopefully you'll grace me with your little voice after I tell this story. Um, and it was 2016, I believe, and you posted a video. I was literally got done taking a whole bunch of pills. I had snorted a whole bunch of cocaine. Um, and I just was at one of my lowest. And you sung Kurt Franklin's song, He'll Take the Pain Away. And it was a seed. And you may not know what the seed was that you was planted, but because of your gift, the Bible says that your gift will make room for you. And but not only would your gift make room for you, but you can deposit something in somebody and it can begin to develop. And I just want to let you know that I am one of the products because even though that I knew God when I was younger and I had a relationship with him, it was that song that helped me that night.
Beautiful.
And before you introduce anybody, if you can you give me a little bit of that? He'll take the pain away. He'll take the pain.
Know you've been searching for such a long time, looking for strength and some peace of mind. There's a friend who will step in right on time. He'll take the pain away. I know he'll take the pain away.
That's beautiful, sis. So who are you, Faith?
Oh, praise the Lord, everybody! I am Sophronia. I am Frony. I am a sister. I am a mother. I am a friend. I am the pastor. I'm a daughter. I am, not perfect, but I am faith. And I'm here for you. I want to say before we even get started, that I love you and I thank God for the space that He has allotted for you to do what should be done when it comes to who we are as women as a whole. And I embrace you. I love you. I'm so proud of what you're doing, and I'm going to support you all the way through. So I love you, sister. I'm
Thank
here.
you. So my question to you before we get started, because we got to go to the next person. Um, when you hear tonight theme, immediately what comes to mind, and from your own lived experience?
Prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Um, strong. Um, a fighter.
That's good. Okay, so the
Absolutely.
next person, um, she is a vlogger. She is a vlogger of Cam Chronicles. Also, she is a fitness girl. She is curvy girl fitness at its best.
Absolutely.
She also is someone you can come up on the screen, Cam Chanel. Um, how you doing, my beautiful sister?
Hello, how are
Thank you
you?
again for being here. I really, really, really appreciate you. I was battling. I'm just going to tell you a just short story. I was battling with who I was and where I was in my spiritual faith. And you know, me and you have this banter where we post stuff, we like each other's stuff, whether
Right.
it's biblical or whether it's something else. But we have an understanding and a connection. And it was when I saw all the things that you was doing, it would immediately equip me and let me know that as a woman I can do bigger and better things and I can be really, really good. But I also want to say the vocals are here too, y'all. Kim got some good vocals on her. And she's been deemed the best backup soprano. So uh and we just
Absolutely.
lost someone really, really, really that she really admires. So if you don't mind doing a little riff or a little run of Nikki Ross for
Tell me this beforehand.
me. What?
Well, I mean, well, first off, there will only be one Nikki Ross. I can't
Right.
do Nikki Ross. You know, she's just heavily inspired me as a singer, as a vocalist, because there were times when, I mean, I always grew up singing, but there were times when I was trying to find my sound, you know,
Uh-huh.
and I've always considered my voice to be, different. I grew up around people who were like, real squallers. You know, they had that real heavy, chesty voice. And, I come from the old church, so back before we used mics, so, it took some time for me to be able to embraced what God had given me. And when I heard Nikki Ross, it was like, oh, I don't have to be this heavy, holler, chesty girl to be effective because that's not what she was. Like she had a very, soft, pingy voice, but it was
Very
very
jazzy.
effective. Yeah, yeah. And she was able to use what God gave her, and she basically worked what she had, and that inspired me. And so much to say that, I don't have to compare, which is what I think one of the
We're
topics here
talking tonight.
tonight. Right. We don't have to compare ourselves. Just work what
Absolutely.
you got, basically.
Absolutely.
You know? So I don't know if I could do a Nikki Ross, but I can give you a little something.
All right, do me a little something. If you want a little sing a little something, I'll take that too.
Okay, I will bless the Lord, oh my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy. I will bless his holy name.
I am here. I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for being here.
Absolutely.
So before we get started, Cam, can you let us know when you hear tonight's theme, what immediately comes to mind from your own lived experience?
The theme to me, I would say community. That's what I got from it. Community. You
Community.
know? Yeah, community for sure.
I like that.
Yeah.
So before we get started, I want y'all to think of a number between 1 and 6 because we're gonna stop and we're gonna get 100 real. So just think of the number. If you want to, you can write it down to prove that you thought about it from the beginning and not when I came to you.
Okay.
Okay. And so write it on down, and then we get back to that number.
Okay.
So let's get to segment one, the comparison trap. Why do you? Why do people struggle to celebrate others when they are thriving?
I would say that probably is because there's a bit of the crab mentality, whereas people don't want, others to get ahead of them. It's okay if someone is beneath you or maybe even at the same level, but when you see someone that's getting ahead of you, sometimes people have that mentality where they don't want you to get above them. So as you said, it's a trap, and people don't like to feel less than. So unfortunately, that's not with everyone, but that is a common thing in society.
Absolutely. I think that people do not see the God in people first anymore. They
Mhm.
automatically go for what's negative, automatically go for what somebody cannot be. They automatically go for she's not what I look like. They automatically go for she's not what I sound like. They automatically go for the opposite of instead of seeing what God would have somebody be first. I put God in my life first before anything. And so a lot of times when I'm dealing with people, I'm looking at the God in them first so that I could take out what they have in them, so that I could use them, or so that I could help build them, for what God would have us to be. But people stop looking at that. They look at everything else that's wrong now. And so it traps us from getting to another level or getting to where we're supposed to be in God, which would help us be much greater with the people if we get in God first.
Right.
Okay.
For me, I just feel like a lot of times we get to a point where, like you said, the crabs in the barrel, and also not seeing the God in people. We get to a point where it's hard for some people to celebrate other people because they've never been celebrated. But when
Absolutely.
you know who God is in your life and you know who Source is in your life, because I wanna make sure that I cover everybody base Source in its entirety, whether you're Muslim, Buddha, whether you are Christian, whatever you believe or whatever you think. If once you get a relationship with your higher self, you'll understand that celebrating or knowing who God is knowing exactly who you are on within what's on the inside of you. So it makes it more easier for us to be able to celebrate somebody else when they are thriving instead of pulling them down like the crabs in the barrel. So question number
Absolutely.
three, has social media made comparison worse, or has it simply exposed what already existed?
I
I
believe that
would.
it's
Oh, you want to go first? Okay.
go ahead,
I would.
sister.
I would say it's a little bit of both. I think it's always been there, but because with social media everything is on display, um, it makes it worse. It makes it worse because now that everything is on display, everything is exposed, and that's the thing about it. It's being exposed now. So I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's always been there, and social media has just exposed everything.
I
Go
think
ahead.
that social media makes you or it breaks you. I think that you either can take it and use it for the good of what you're trying to build and what kind of brand you're trying to put out there, or you can allow people, things, or whatever else um,
Influence.
to influence you and to break what you're trying to do really on social media. We have taken it and made it our own platforms, which are destroying a lot of things around us instead of taking it and building what we should be building to build each other up with it. So it's a win and lose. I think
And I believe that I definitely believe that social media have made comparison so much worse because if this person is not doing it like this, then they're not doing it right. If this person
absolutely,
is not grabbing this much audience attention, they're not doing it right. But what happened to actually pulling somebody up to your level? What happened to
absolutely,
inviting somebody to the table? What happened to saying, okay, I see you trying to do your thing. Let me invest, or not just invest, but let me give you some knowledge. You don't even have to invest money. Knowledge is power, and knowledge will help somebody go to the next level in what they're trying to get to, or what they're trying to do. What you had something to say, Faith?
We all have a different platform, and I think exactly what you're saying is correct. I think that, when people see that you can get ahead of them with this social media stuff, they cut you off because of the ignorance and knowing that we're on three different, we're on four different platforms. We all have our own platform that we're trying to present. Why not work through it to get to where we should be? People, they have taken it and made it for it's gonna work or it's not gonna work. It's a is or ain't for me when it comes to social media. It really is. I don't have to. I feel like, I was raised get back out on the streets and get what you need. You want the people in the church, you want the people around you, you want to build a business, get out in the streets and do it. But we
Right,
have taken social media and it's ruined a lot of us really, mentally and physically, with where we should be, because we get at a standstill sometimes because it's not working right for us on social media. And so that's
right.
that's something that we have to stop allowing to happen. We have to just pace ourselves and allow us to grow when it comes to it. And we ain't supposed to be where I ain't supposed to be where Oprah is. You ain't supposed to be
No,
where Oprah is, because
no,
Oprah
no,
Oprah
no.
worked and paved the
I'm
way
supposed to
to
be
be where
what
Oprah
Farrah
is.
is.
Absolutely, absolutely,
But
absolutely.
Kim, you have anything else before we move on to the next question?
No, I agree with everything you all just said. I
Everything y'all
agree.
just said.
Yeah, I agree.
How okay, question number 4. How have how have you personally learned to break free from comparison?
um, for me personally, uh, comparison has done nothing for me but caused me to be disappointed.
Mm,
Because when you try to compare yourself to something or someone that's not where you are, you're going to constantly be disappointed because it's not possible to attain what they have or to get to where they are at that moment. So what I have learned is that you have to just work your set where you are. You know what I'm saying? Wherever you are, work that. And just allow time and timing to do its thing in your life. I mean you're going to get to where you really want to be, but it's a process. So yeah, I just feel as though comparison, it really doesn't lead to anything but disappointment, and it'll have you wanting to throw the whole thing away because you're comparing. But it's like, wait, you have to do your process. You don't know what this person may have had to go through because everybody doesn't show everything that they're going through. They only show you what they want you to see. So comparison is just, you would be surprised at some of the things that people who you maybe admire or whatever, what they're going through that they're not showing you or telling you. You would be
Absolutely.
surprised. You would
hmm
really be surprised. So it's just like, to compare, you may assume, oh, this person may have it, the grass may be greener over there. And it's not always the case. But they may show it to you and make you look like it's green over there. But baby, that could be turf. You know what I'm saying? So you just
Absolutely.
never know. So it's just no need to compare. Just work your set and go through your process and things will work out fine.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness. So y'all know I'm a church girl. Listen, 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 listen. Listen, listen, listen. I think it's a place that says many have been called, but few are chosen. When you have made a decision that you are chosen, you become not alike in nature. That
Right.
means different. That means I don't want to be who you are. I don't want to go where you go. I don't want to say what you say. So I find myself a lot of times when it comes to comparing to somebody else, I find myself remaining different, which is
hmm
what a lot of us do not know how to do because we have put on the garments of somebody else. We have tried to step in somebody else's shoes. We have forgotten that we are chosen and that we can't be like, we can't think like, we can't walk like somebody else. So, comparisons to me is being different. It is standing alone in whatever it is that you have to go through. It is overcoming trying to compare. Okay.
Right.
And so many have been called, but few are chosen. If you keep in the mindset that you are chosen tonight, y'all are chosen. Everybody that's on here, y'all are chosen. And if we get in the mindset of being chosen, we won't have to worry about how we compare and what's not right and what can't be and what is not. We will remain in a different place. So just remain different tonight. Don't compare. I mean, comparisons is a bad thing because you have to remain different. You can't keep, we dibble and dab and trying to be something that we're not
Nah.
when we can just remain different.
I know for me, that breakthrough moment, I think happened around like 20, maybe 2020 for me, because I was looking for acceptance.
Absolutely.
And the thing about acceptance and comparison, it goes hand in hand. And it's like you're trying to fit in, and when God called you to stand out. So for me, I like that breakthrough moment was like, and then the worst thing is the comparisons when you are compared to your mother.
Wow.
Because that's a big man to the field.
Oh, whoa.
And people say, "Oh, you remind me so much of your mother." So now in your head, you're different. You know you different, and you have this thing about yourself where you want to be. You are different. And they comparing you to your mom, and then you step into this role set of I got to do it like how Natalie do. But for me, it's like, oh.
I'm in the Uber. I'm trying my best. How y'all doing?
Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, Halima Saadia is here.
How y'all
Hi, my
doing,
beautiful
ladies? How y'all
sister.
doing?
How
How
are
are you?
you?
I'm good. Listen, I'm in the car. I'm just trying to get some type of service. So I'm here, y'all. I'm here.
Appreciate you for just to keep to know everything that you've been going through and everything going on. Thank you for pushing through, sis.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Um,
Anyway, anytime you call me, I'm coming through as best as I can. So here I am.
but I'm gonna finish this and then I'm gonna circle back around to the same question and I'm gonna ask you the question. We're on question number 4. So for me, it was that comparison of my mother. And I had to 2020, I had to break that thing off of me. Like literally I had to go seek the source itself and my higher self and just understand what do you call me to do? Not it's one thing for the mantle to be passed to you, but when the mantle is passed to you, what are you going to do different than what that person did? Because they races up. My mom is no longer here, so they races up. Now you got to take the torch. Well, how fast are you going to run? How different are you going to be, and what are you going to do in this season? It's okay to have the same mantle or have the same type of gifting of your mother or somebody else, but what are you going to do different with it?
I want to answer
Because
that
what
too.
what happens with difference, it expands what
Hmm.
is already the blueprint.
Right.
Oh, go ahead.
I
What
want
you about to say?
I want to answer that too. Also, sometimes when you there, okay, comparison can be a trap because sometimes when you compare to something or someone else, you may be overlooking the gems that you have, right, in your
Absolutely.
gift. For instance, how I was saying earlier, there was a time and period where I had to grow to love my gifts because I felt like they were different, but as time went on, I've grown to really love what God has given me because I realized, wait a minute, I'm kind of dope. You know what I'm saying? Not that I'm
Uh-huh.
boosting
Absolutely.
myself up, but I'm realizing what God has given me. And I'm like, you know what? I don't have to compare because I got the goods, But if you have to go through your process and sit in it long enough, because I know there were times when I have cried and just boo-hooed, like, Lord, what is my sound? What do I want to do? Like, what really have you given me to be able to bless the people with? And I felt like I had nothing to
Absolutely.
offer. So I had to go through my process. People don't know that. I went through periods where I didn't even want to sing no more. Like it was just like, ugh. Like I just didn't want to do it because I was too busy comparing myself to other people, not realizing, girl, you already got the goods. All you have to do is sit in that and develop what God has given you, and you will realize there are people who actually look up to you, because you got the
Absolutely.
goods, but you overlooking that because you too busy looking elsewhere trying to compare. But really, what God has given you is just as good and just as valuable. But you got to sit in it.
Absolutely.
You
That's
got to
real
sit in
good.
it.
Halima, the question was how have you personally learned to break free from comparison?
I think it's more so embracing it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm.
I was raised in a household where like business is always business, and the only way that you can like profitize and things of that nature is if you know your competition. So all you can do is see what everybody else is doing, if it's similar as you, so you can break off and see how you are different, how you shine in your own special way, and be able to like highlight on that. So like I think the easiest way that I was able to, break away or break fast from that was like the programming, I guess, that I was already in.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so like I'm always able to like look at everybody around me and see what everybody is doing and then be able to dissect what's missing. So it's been that like that I guess superpower of mine or whatever to
Right.
actually see like, ah, ain't nobody doing that though. Like we may all be doing makeup, but they're
Ain't
not.
nobody
They're
doing it
not.
like how I doing
Well, that part too.
it.
but, but they not giving this experience or
Right.
like everybody's talking about how they feel in the chair, but they also saying this is missing. Okay, I can add this sauce. I can add this in whatever. So I think I take it from on like a competitive aspect. What can I do that's different from everybody else that are like quote unquote like me?
Oh, that's good. Comparisons is really just comparison is really just a behavior. Many times it's conditioning. It's conditioning. I wonder how many people have become disconnected from their own purpose because they spent too many times measuring themselves against someone else's journey. Let's go deeper. We're going to talk about segment 2. We're going to talk about confidence, ego, and self-worth. Before we be so I'm going to ask the question cuz I want to hear each one of y'all thought on it, and then I'm going to give the definition, the accurate Western definition. What's the difference between confidence and arrogance? And have you ever seen someone confidence mistaken for arrogance?
Hmm. I would say the difference between confidence and arrogance. I would say confidence is saying, okay, I'm able to do the job. Arrogance is saying I can do it better than everybody else. It's one thing to know that you can get something done, but when you go to say, oh, I think confidence is a mix of confidence and comparing again. I think that comparing is coming up because when you're arrogant, you're saying, oh, I can do the job, but I can do better than her. I can do better. You know what I'm saying? I can do this better. So it's like now you're putting yourself on a pedestal above other people, and that's totally not necessary.
I
Um,
think that confidence is being the light when you automatically walk in the room. And I think the difference between confidence and arrogance is that arrogance is you're not a humble person. You can't humble yourself to go to whatever space or put yourself in the right mind to be confident. You become unhumbled, you know. That's it.
well, Halima, because I know you're about to chew this up.
Anybody who knows me knows I hate the
Hate the
word
word
humble.
humble. Yep.
I hate the word humble. As a black woman, don't you ever use that to describe yourself ever again. There is no need for you to belittle yourself, downplay yourself to make anybody else feel comfortable. That is literally the Webster definition of humble, right?
Absolutely.
So, especially black women, anytime I hear a black woman say anything about them being humble, snatch that away. Please snatch that away from your vocabulary describing yourself. So that was that one thing. But for me, uh, I think confidence and arrogance has to do with perspective. I think it has to do with how someone
Absolutely.
else feels about how you feel about yourself. I think confidence is more of a first perspective type thing. I think arrogance is um like someone else describing you. I think a lot of times people look at others confidence or how they walk, how they talk, how they command the room, whatever, and they may feel that the person is arrogant and they just living in their own little truth, right? um So I think it can very much be construed as being, arrogant just because of how somebody else sees you. But I don't think they're like one of the same. I think one is for how you feel, and then I think the other one is how somebody else may feel towards you.
So before I go forth, it's a difference between being humble and having humility.
Mhm.
Humility is strength under control. It is being able, because when you say the word humble, and I just want to break this down um, because I don't want anybody to think that we are divided here. We are encouraging
Absolutely.
each other and lifting
Yes.
each other up. So the humble that Faith was talking about was humility, which is strength under control. It is
Absolutely.
knowing all of what you possess, but still being able to submit it, just like anybody else will submit to their husband or to leadership or to a way of direction. Is knowing your power, but being able to submit it. So that's what
Absolutely.
I believe that's the faith. That's what Faith was talking about when she said the word humble. So for all the
Absolutely.
Bible thumpers out there that think that this was a debate or this was going to go back and forth, no, we're going to define what the language
Absolutely.
barrier is, because a lot of times there's a language barrier
Mhm.
between different people, and but I
Absolutely.
understood both of my sisters, and they both had great qualities and great things to say when it came down to this. Now we're going to go to Western dictionary on the word confidence and arrogance. Confidence is a healthy belief in trusting your own ability, qualities, identity, and worth. Confidence allows you
Absolutely.
to recognize what you are carrying without needing to diminish what someone else is carrying. Arrogance Arrogance is ownership. It is saying that I own this type of, like, if you're a singer, because this is how they break it down. It because I can't say it how they say it, so I'm gonna break it down. Arrogance is saying I'm a singer, right? Now confidence is saying that I have the ability to sing and what I do is great on its own. But to say that that other person is a horrible singer because they don't do it like you.
Absolutely.
um Arrogance offers your value above place your value above someone else's value to create the belief that your gift, knowledge, position, or way of doing things make you better than someone else. Anytime that you can make yourself feel better is you're walking or make yourself seem like you're better than somebody else's, you're walking in arrogancy. So confidence says I know what I'm carrying. Arrogance says what I carry makes me better than you. Question: Anybody want to touch anything before I go to
That is
question
that
five?
that is a real big thing that needs to be definitely discussed more, because I would never think that I'm better than somebody, but I
Right,
guess that would touch into me knowing my worth.
right.
And I know that there's just some things and some people that I would never want to sit at the table with.
Mm-hmm.
And so that you have to take that and know that, it doesn't make you better than somebody, but
It's just I
it
don't want to
caught
sit at that table
right.
because of what type of energy you bring. It's
Absolutely.
a difference. It's a total
Absolutely.
different. I can't sit with everybody because you got to be careful who you sit with because they can be as a poisonous snake. I totally agree with you on that.
Absolutely.
Anybody
That's
else want to touch this before we go to question five? No? Okay. What is the difference between, oh, I said question five. Sorry, question six. Can someone be incredibly gifted yet still struggle with finding humility because of arrogance? And have you ever been in a situation like that?
Um, you say, can someone be? Say that again.
Okay. Can someone be incredibly gifted yet still struggle with finding humility because of arrogance? And have you ever been in a situation like that?
Yeah, I believe that someone can be incredibly gifted and stuff and battle with humility. There are sometimes when someone is incredibly gifted and it is widely known, by peers and everyone is pumping them up. Oh, she can do this, she can do that, she can do this, and she can do that, not realizing, even though that's a blessing for people to acknowledge your gifts, but sometimes too much of that can puff you up a little bit too much, to where you believe now that, you're up here now because everyone else has put you up there. Um, have I dealt with that or know anyone, or been in situations where that has happened? I myself haven't because I understand what it took me. I understand what it took for me to get to where I am. I understand what it took for me to get this confident. So I couldn't dare put myself on the pedestal because I know there was a time where, it was a process to get here. So
Right.
I could never put myself on a pedestal like that or, battle with humility. But it is possible for those who are uber, uber, uber gifted. They may feel as though, I don't have to be humble because I
I
got
know
the
it all.
goods. Yeah, I got the goods. Like humble for what? You know? So
Go
yeah,
ahead.
This
I do believe that's possible.
listen, a ass is going to be a ass, okay? And when you recognize that an ass is going to be an ass, you would accept going to do whatever you have to do to let your gift make room for you.
Hmm.
And so a lot of times that's what happens. We don't take the gift that we have and let the anointed in the gift make room for us. We put ourselves in an ass situation and we make an ass of ourselves. And so people, they miss the anointing that you have over your life. They miss the gift because you was ass. You thought you looked good. You thought you were it. You thought you were it. And instead of it being what it needed to be to deliver the message or get across what you needed to get across, you made an ass of yourself.
Halima.
So again, I come from a competitive household, right?
Right.
So if you are not steadily working to be the best, then you had work to do, right? And that was in the classroom, that was on the field, that was in your craft, whatever. Like you were steadily, your job was to steadily work on being better and better
Absolutely.
and better and better and better. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? So I think sometimes, okay, let me answer the question first. All right. So have I seen people be extremely talented and basically like miss on their blessings because of the lack of humility, right?
Right.
Absolutely. Right. And I was just talking to my best friend about this, and I feel as though once you feel like you can't grow and learn anymore, then that's when you hit it. Right.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Um, however, sometimes I feel like
Go ahead.
Absolutely.
folks are
Talk,
folks
talk, so
are
pop your shit.
sometimes I feel like folks feel some type of way because people grow bigger than the space that they once were.
Mm.
Absolutely.
And then they get the guilt and things of that nature because they want to move into a new environment to steadily grow. It's like no different from a snake or an alligator or anything like that. They can only grow as big as their tank in their environment. So just like you and your craft, you're going to steadily have to continuously grow, continuously move, so you can become better and better. And I think sometimes we get, it's not victimized, villainized. We get villainized for wanting to be in a bit a bigger and better situation. We get painted as not wanting to be humble or anything like that, or we're better than the program because we want better. We want to do more and be bigger. So I think it's like a double-edged sword sometimes. And
Hmm.
that's why I said it's that
Yeah.
perspective thing. You know what I mean? Like, because you may just be trying to be better and get better, and the people, places, and things, they just not fitting you no more. Like
Right.
you,
Absolutely.
you've hit your you really hit your ceiling dealing with those people, places, and things, and you got to move on.
Them people, places, and things will get you all the time.
Can
Okay.
I add something else to that too?
Yes.
So okay, so I don't want nobody to get mad at me.
No.
Because this is just
You
my
know, you
No,
opinion,
ain't
we
got to
right?
we
get
go.
mad at
We just having
nobody. We
conversation.
told
We
We
having
you.
girl talk.
talking.
Pop
So
your shit, Kim.
We
when I
talking.
when I hear this particular topic, there is a person that comes to mind.
Oh
And I don't want to
shoot.
name names, but I'm going to name names because I feel like this person is a perfect example of someone who is incredibly gifted, but but battles with humility. And don't y'all get mad at me,
I
okay?
know
Because
what you're
I
gonna
don't have
say.
anything
Go
against this
ahead.
person. Leandria Johnson.
Mm.
I feel as though Leandria Johnson is the perfect example of someone who is incredibly gifted, right?
I
But
have no
battles
idea
with
who that
humility. And the
is.
reason I say this is because we know that she battles with alcoholism.
Mm-hmm.
I feel as though, and I don't have anything against her, but I think because she's so incredibly gifted and the people in the church are so crazy about her, they let this girl get away with murder. And she feels comfortable enough to continuously drink and get on live. See, it's one thing to drink and be drunk, but you continuously drinking and then hitting the live button. That to me is battling with humility because you're letting us see you at your sloppiest. Because you know that it's not going to be of any consequence to you. You know that you can get on here and cuss people out and say fuck the church and this and that, and you're going to be booked next week because you know there's not going to be any consequence for your actions. You hear me? So I think when I hear this topic, and again, I don't have anything against Andrew. We all got our things that we do by anybody looking, right?
Right.
But to continuously get on live knowing that there's no consequence. To me, that is someone who's the perfect example of someone who is incredibly gifted but battles with humility. Because
Mm.
if I'm in her position and I know I'm dealing with this, I'm dealing with that, y'all not gonna say it. Now, if it gets leaked out, it gets leaked out. But I'm not gonna be doing my thing and get on live and press live and be like, yeah, da 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 da, boo 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 boo. And I'm not going to do that because I don't want to offend nobody. I don't want anyone's witness to be messed up because of me. I don't want my career to be screwed up. But she doesn't care. She continuously gets on live, gets drunk and gets on live, time after time after time again, because she know, baby, she gonna be booked for the rest of the year, regardless.
I
And it's no
Right.
I can
shade.
agree with you, sister. I can agree with you, but what I do think is for her, I think that it is, I'm not saying that lady's name, but what I will say is, for her, I think that it is, to show people actually that she's human. And, maybe it's not the right way that she should go about it, but it
Mhm.
still brings us to the fact that she's human. And so I was raised, what happens in the house stays in the house.
Right.
What you
We keep it
cover what's
underneath the
going
rug.
on
Right,
in
We
the
keep on
house.
right,
moving.
right.
And so it is a difference when you are trying to let people know that you're not perfect and you're not trying to, to come off as something else. And I think a lot of times that's what she's trying to do to prove herself to people and to the body of Christ. She can handle stuff. I agree with you another way, but I think she's not, just doing it to do it. I think she's doing it to show people that, we as the Christian, as the church, as the whoever, we're not perfect. So I'm gonna come to you this way because you've seen me that way.
But see, that's where the body of Christ get it mixed up sometimes because it's like we demonize people for just being human and for their own personal way of doing things or just living life. Now, do I agree with? I agree with some of everything that both parties had to just say. However, I do believe that this becomes a thing of this is what we do as a whole. We don't know how to not judge somebody on their humility or
Absolutely.
humility as a human being just being. Because if we did that, we'll understand that that person ain't nothing but a mirror of me. She may be out loud with it, and now that constantly hitting that live button,
Listen,
that's a little crazy. I
okay?
agree with that. But however, I do believe that she just wants to really show that she's not perfect. And
Right.
imperfect people,
Absolutely.
when you have something on you where you show, because I was like that because I had to learn this. I had to learn this, and I thank God for my husband. Um, Sometimes what happens is you have to be careful with how transparent you are because sometimes your
Absolutely.
transparency can hurt somebody else.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Halima. Because Halima probably don't even know who the hell we're talking about. But she's
No
in
idea.
a
I have
situation.
absolutely have no idea who y'all talking about, right?
Go ahead.
However, I'm all about people showing up in their authentic self, regardless of
Mm-hmm.
how it is. Um, I really cautious about, like, of course, I'm flawed and everything like that. Like, so I fall into like judgment and everything like that, whatever. But I try my best not to, just because it ain't everything not always as black as white, black and white, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Um, and especially the way like social media is, that live button might just be the way she living every day.
Mm-hmm. How she
Um,
escaping.
and I know Islam, like we know that like it's a jinn there. Like we believe that um Satan, Lucifer, whatever the dude you I want to call, same dude, right? Um, he's the best enemy because he's learned everything about you,
Absolutely.
right? So he may not put hands on you, whatever, but he got jinns to do so, whatever. So it may be the fact that the day that she don't hit that live button and going ham, that she may go quiet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And go quiet for good.
Ooh,
She may be saying, F the church because it's something about the church that's causing her some strife, and she don't have a space. She don't feel like she got a safe space at her church, possibly to say exactly how she feel and why she feel that strife. Maybe on live is where she feels safe, that she won't be muted, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, and this is very much coming from like me working with kids with behavioral issues, whatever. It's the ones that are acting a plum fool that need the most help.
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
Those are the ones that's usually like screaming out the most, are the ones that's like suffering and screaming the most inside too. So it's a weird place when it comes to religion. Like, especially like even in the Islam, like any type of religion, whatever, is this tightrope that you feel like you gotta walk or whatever. And if you don't walk the tightrope, then you gonna fall down to the hellfire. And then you ain't a right,
That's
you ain't a
that's
real
the way.
Christian, or you
That's
ain't a
the
real
problem that I
Muslim,
had.
or you ain't a real
Because
Jew, or you ain't a
we
real,
hold on, y'all. We're
because
getting
you,
off the subject, but I do.
yeah.
That's a good topic, and we're gonna come back to that because that's something that needs to be discussed because that's a different type of fear that they have us living in, and that's something that needs to be talked about. But we're gonna come back to that. Segment three is humility and self promotion culture. What does humility truly look like today?
You said humility in a self-promoting culture.
Mm-hmm.
I think humility in a self-promoting culture is pretty much letting your gift speak for you, letting your talents, let whatever it is that you have to offer that you bring to the table, let it speak for you without you having to boast it yourself. I think that's what that looks like.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it is a form of growth and working hard to become what you should be. And, I think that that's how we get to having, getting to that place is to working hard, getting where we need to be, and striving for greater.
My beautiful Halima.
um I think you can pop your shit without diminishing and downplaying other people.
Absolutely.
Like, because who going to cheer and market you better than you? Like, who's going to do that? Like, Pepsi ain't waiting for nobody else to promote Pepsi. Like,
Right.
like Apple not waiting for like Google to promote them. Like, Apple gonna drop their videos, gonna drop they advertisements and stuff like that, whatever. So like I feel like you're more than like capable of like talking about who you are, what you do, what you've accomplished, um, and not bring up anybody else and dog out anybody else.
Absolutely.
Um and be very much in a space of humility. um I feel like the problem is people be wanting folks to humble themselves. And I don't that's the part that I don't really like, whatever, because like why do I gotta not talk about what I'm doing and like what I've been doing and what I've been accomplishing? Because hold on, Daddy. What? Why you ex Daddy, please? I do shit. All right, bye. Is he here? I don't know. Call him. What? Kimani, everybody named mom want to call me now. Dear God. But yeah, I feel like you can very much like do you be great at what you do, whatever, and not have to diminish any of that to make other people feel comfortable or whatnot. And that's why I love the way that you broke that up, like humility and being humble. I feel like you can be very much in a in
Hmm.
a space of humility without having to humble yourself.
I like that. I'm gonna ask two questions for you guys to answer and talk together, or however whoever go first, because I'm going to step to use the little ladies room. um can humility and ambition coexist, and why is humility often mistaken for weakness?
Mm. You said can humility and what exists?
Can humility and ambition coexist, and why is humility often mistaken for weaknesses?
Yeah, I think humility and ambition can exist. Honestly, I think that's one of the best combinations for success. Um, you have to have ambition in whatever you're doing, or
Absolutely.
ambition is momentum. So you need that. And if you can do that and still have humility, I think that's a great combination for success.
Absolutely.
But I also think that the reason it is humility can be seen as weakness, uh, is because sometimes humility may cause you to lay low a little. Sometimes you may not be out here screaming and hollering. Look what I can do. It reminds me of that show. What was that? Mad TV, and that boy, what was his name? I can't think his name, but he always say, "Look what I can do. Look what I can do." Without having to do that, sometimes that can be seen as weakness. Whereas sometimes when you could step up to the plate or do whatever, but you choose to be humble or not go that route, I think that's why it could be seen as weakness. But yeah, I definitely think humility and ambition is a great combination to set you up for success.
That's good.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I think that, the way that you come is what is going to be presented. I can't be anybody else. I can't take anybody else's shoes and wear them. I can borrow them, but I would
Mhm.
never be who that person is. And so
Correct.
for me, it is to just be me at all times. Whatever that might cost or whoever that might offend, that doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is at all times I have to stay in a mindset to be me. And that might be being, in a humble place of humility, that might be me being humbled. That might be me being, you know, the best that's in the room and I know it, but I wouldn't say it, that might be whatever way I'm gonna come. That might be the ghetto girl that, turned into the pastor. That might be the girl that will cuss you out, even though she is the pastor. That could be, a lot of different things that you go into, but as long as you remain you, it should always bring you to a great place. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times people are not coming as them. That's why I don't have to. I know that I'm going to walk in and my hat is going to be nice and my dress is nice and my lap cloth is banging. And I know that I'm going to walk in and I smell good and I look good and I might even taste good. And I know that
Oh
I'm
yeah.
going to walk in and, it's going to be that manner. But that doesn't mean that, I have
And them
to.
hats be sharp. Them hats
It doesn't
and them
mean that I
shoes.
have to, be this person that can't go sit down in the corner and still be pretty. And so I just feel like the people have to learn how to, you know, then we just got to come down. I ain't never going to say come down for a bad reason. I'm going to say come down so that you won't miss something that you need. That we might disagree on it or not, not agree. But I think that a lot of people that surround us, they are missing out on a lot of stuff because we are way up. We are way up. And there's nothing wrong with being up there. But sometimes you have to take in and take heed to what is given to you so that you can go to another level to stay up there. Because what's the point of coming in and I've already arrived and I can't take nothing else from it?
But that goes to the scripture because you're a church girl, I'm a church girl. That goes to the scripture. You so heavenly bound that you know earthly good.
Absolutely.
Like I
Absolutely.
can't be. I want to be able. When I say come down, I want to be able to come down to the people and tell them that I'm just like you. Like
Absolutely.
I'm human. I go through. I'm be honest. I go through shit just like everybody else shit.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I go through things just like everybody else go through things. And my humility or me being able, like it shouldn't cause me to feel like I'm the worst person or make me feel weak or make you think that I'm weak because I'm having a moment. I'm having a day. You know what I'm saying, Halima? My beautiful.
I think you can definitely have humility and ambition. I don't honestly don't think they even like
Go neck and neck.
yeah, which they don't like they don't really like go together. Like they don't I think those are like Cam stated, like I think those are the two things that you need for success.
Mm-hmm.
Um if you don't have ambition, like
What's the
everybody in the
point?
world can want it for you, but if you don't want it from yourself, you ain't gonna go, grind for yourself. Then it's
Come on.
makes no
It don't
difference,
make no
right?
it don't make no sense.
So I think people think that humility is weakness because they don't know the definition.
Mm-hmm.
Um and like sometimes I think like culturally, like depending on like where you are and everything like that, um words and their meanings change or
Correct.
whatever. It doesn't mean that it's wrong or whatever. It's just that y'all not sitting at the same definition, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
So I think when people think about humility, they may think of not being able to like prove themselves or whatever. Even if it's a successful thing, if somebody trying you, if it's whatever, like not being able to like walk away from situations, whatever it may be. Some folks may see that as weakness. Um, and you may just see the end goal for real. Like, because if somebody popping fly or trying to disrespect you, whatever, and you got businesses and all types of things, and you pop fly back, whatever, like
Now you looking
you
at
walking
it.
away, they may think that's you being weak, but at the end of the day, like
I got something to
you in a
lose.
space of humility because you like, listen,
I got too much to lose.
you got
That
that. I got too much.
absolutely.
I got too much to lose. Whatever. Like at the end of the day, like I may win this situation right
Absolutely.
here, but at the end goal, like I'm down. Like I'm gonna be probably like in the same position as you is. So
We live in a culture that often mistaken vulnerability for value. Humility doesn't reduce your value; it gives you
Absolutely.
the value of stability. We are about to go in being different. Now, I put this in here because a certain somebody has a conference that she does. What's the name of your conference again?
The To Be Different conference.
Come on, to be different,
Yes.
to be different
To
conference.
be
So I put
different.
this in here because also when we're talking about gifting or comparisons, it's not really about the comparisons; it's about the differences. Um,
Absolutely.
have you ever been judged simply because your path looked different?
I think we get judged a
Halima.
lot. I think we
Oh,
get
great.
judged a lot. I think that people, especially for me being who I am, I love me, I embrace me. I'm a trans woman. And I'm not just a trans woman, I'm a trans pastor. I am different. And to me, my different might not be what somebody else's different is. And we do not know how to, as a people, as a church, as a universe, we don't know how to embrace what different looks like from other people a lot of the
Correct.
times, and it causes us to be at a standstill. And also, when I even when thinking about having this conference, I always knew that I was not alike in nature. When you are different, you're not alike in nature. That means you can't be what somebody else is. You can't think. We all have a different process of thinking, a different way of what our hearts feel, and so it causes us to be different. But we walk away from that a lot of times because we trying to do what just Sister Jane doing and Brother Andre, when we have whatever we need to remain different. So I think that it's a lot of people that will never be able to accept what's what because they don't really know who they are. They don't know who they identify as. They don't know how to embrace their self and being different. I thought we was taking a bathroom break.
I thought so too. I said,
Okay. So okay, okay. So we're gonna hit this. Let everybody talk about what was the question? Um, have have you ever been judged simply because of your path looking different? And you hit the next question too. So I'm just gonna add this in so y'all two can finish. Why do people often are uncomfortable with differences? So go ahead, Halima or Kim, and sis, you can go ahead.
Yeah, I've definitely been judged for being different. Y'all may or may not know, but back in 2014, I actually joined Ricky Dillard and New G. I was a part of New G
Mm-hmm.
for about 6 months. And I ended up having to go my separate ways with them or part ways with them because I was different. And that to me at that time, it really broke my heart, because I feel as though, especially having been with them, I was with them for about 6 months, and I'm like, okay, wait a minute, y'all different too. So why you wait, huh? Okay, I felt some kind of way about that. I mean, of course, I've healed from that over the years. I think because if I saw him, Ricky, today, I don't know how I would feel. I don't know if I would smile and say God bless you, or if I would give him a couple of choice words. I can't tell you what would come out. I really can't because I honestly, I told him, and I felt like he was a coward. Our last conversation that we had, I felt like he was a coward because at the end of the day, this is your organization, this is your stuff, and I felt as though that he caved into the pressures of his management to get rid of me, and I felt the way, but I know that that was because I was different. So yes, I've definitely been judged for being different, and it is a terrible thing, a terrible, terrible thing. But at the end of the day, honey, it was their laws. So thank you.
No, I know that's right, Halima.
um I think everything that I've done has been different the way that my mother wanted it to be.
Right.
And I think that experience is what prepared me for, I guess, walking the world in my
Mm-hmm.
own self. I think my mom just got comfortable with my decision of like doing like being a full-time entrepreneur, I guess.
Right.
Probably like 5 years ago, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, mind you, I've been doing makeup for 10 years, right?
Right.
Um, but even like when it came to picking my college and things of that nature, and how I raised my son and things of that nature, like everything was different than the way that my family wanted it to be. And because I was walking that different path, it was always like hitting a wall, hitting a wall, and always getting questioned. And I had to program myself to know what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Always like had my ducks in a row and things of that nature. So when they came with the questions, whatever, I was ready for I was ready with some answers.
You're ready.
So when the world sees me um as a Muslim who also ride or die for the Alphabet Mafia.
Woo-hoo.
When it comes to like how I stand up for Black women, how like whatever way, it ain't the way that other people think I should be. You know what I mean? But because of me already addressing that with my moms,
Right.
like everybody else don't really matter. Like everybody else's like stuff really is like cakewalk, whatever. I
Right.
kind of like, slay Goliath. So everybody else is easier, right? I think it's hard for other people to do that. Because different can be scary.
Mm.
Absolutely.
And when you are given an identity, it's hard to navigate life trying to figure out like who you really are. Like there's a lot of people in the world that just are lost because they really don't know who they
Lost.
are, what they want in
Lost.
life. Um
Whew.
and it's because they simply don't have an identity.
Right.
And it's easier to go with what they were given compared to, breaking away and doing something
Um,
different. So
for me, I'm gonna have to say, for me, I just feel I've always been different. That's one thing. I've been different
Absolutely.
from a child all the way up to now. I'm always gonna be different. I think it was more so like it was a struggle breaking away from the church because as many people know that I am a consecrated bishop in the Lord's Church. However, my where God has led me and where He has taken me now, when I go into that church building or institution or whatever, I stand 10 toes down on me being a consecrated bishop because I have to. When you're in Rome, you do as the Romans. That's the Bible says. However, I don't identify with a belief institution anymore. I begin to start walking in being a believer. I'm a believer of what God has called me to and what He has chosen me to do in the kingdom. That's why this is the Last
Absolutely.
Supper Kingdom conversation, because I want to be able to reach many people. I don't want just one-sided people. Listen, I'm
Absolutely.
so tired, and I'm sorry I have to say this, but I'm so tired of fake Christians. You scared to go outside of the building or outside of the four walls, or just to have a conversation with a Muslim, just to have a conversation with a hoodoo priestess, or just to have a conversation with a black activist, or just anything that's outside of Christianity. Now, how can two walk together unless they agree? That's what we will always get to when we come to this conversation. The easy thing about agreeing is that we all love who God is in our life, and we understand relationship does have nothing to do with Christianity or any type of institution or belief system. So the belief system and understanding what love is and how it conquers and
Mhm.
understanding. That's why the Bible says, in all you're getting, get understanding. So I've always struggled with being different or doing things different because one minute I'm anointed to the church, and because I have friends that are hoodoo priestess, or they may be Muslim, or they may be Buddhism, or whatever the case may be, or I celebrate the Hindu lights because we are the lights of the world. So if they celebrate in lights that and they letting us know that we are the lights of the world, why not celebrate the same thing? It's about understanding. And I feel like we lack a thing for understanding. So that brings me to question number 13. How have you learned to remain authentic when others expect you to conform?
uh, for me, it's easy. Just be myself. Just show up as
Absolutely.
myself authentically. Like no additives. Not downing myself down, but just showing up as myself wholeheartedly. I mean, that's for me. I think that comes easy. It's easy to do that.
I think I totally agree. I think that the biggest thing that I have done for me is, like I said, be me. A lot of times in being me, I haven't always felt like I was accepted, especially to the church, because of course they can't get used to what it is, but
Right.
they see it. And
Mhm.
Yeah.
so because they see it, they have no choice but to embrace it. And so because they have to embrace it, they have to really let me be used and be, in the process of what my gifts would be. And so I think a lot of times, that's why I have just went straight forward. I probably couldn't I shouldn't open up a church because of what the church would believe. I shouldn't be the pastor. I shouldn't have went through all of those things to get that paperwork, licensed pastor, not just sitting around making up stuff. She's a
Thank you.
licensed pastor,
Come
and
on.
so it's like, I think that they don't see it. But
Mhm.
the thing about it is, it's not what they see. It's about God seeing our heart, or whoever the higher power is that we believe in, seeing what our heart would bring to the table. And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of the times, the body, the people in the world
Mhm.
bypass all of that because they're looking at the outside appearance and not looking at the heart.
That's good. Halima.
Conformity equals oppression to me. Um,
Absolutely. That's
and
good.
there's no way that I can be like my oppressors.
Mm.
And in any
Absolutely.
space.
Oh my
Like,
God.
so I don't, and I think that's what, like, since you were talking about like the having like a general understanding. Understanding doesn't mean that I then need to make you believe what I believe. Like, no, I just
Right.
got to understanding where you come from. You got to understanding where I come from. So now we get each other, right? And I feel like that's
Absolutely.
the way to for the Ummah, the world, the people, to live in some type of like, I don't say normalcy, of unity.
I like that.
Just getting an
Good
understanding
word.
of who someone is, why they do the things that they do, so you're able to show up around them, for them, with them, in whatever capacity that may be, whatever, just because you have an understanding of who they are. um yeah, I can't be like the white folks, man. Like, I can't, what you call them, like, I can't be like my oppressor. Like, I can't
Ah!
be, there's no way, there's no, for me to be a person of faith,
Mm-hmm.
and for my higher power to like one of his names is to be of love, to be of mercy.
Mm-hmm. Come on, talk about it.
I can't say that I am trying to emulate that and still cause strife and harm to
There it
someone
is.
else because they're not walking the way I'm walking.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Even if they're like, even if it's another Muslim, whatever, like their walk still is not the same as mine, whatever. So like, do I do I continue, do I conform them and push them farther away from where I guess the world is supposed to be, the word is supposed to be, the way the God wants us to be, or do I find some type of space to understand who they are, why they the way they are, and hopefully be example in some type of way, so they can get back to that path. But yeah, I just, yeah, conformity and oppression, I mean, in my brain, they like the same thing. They like two-headed devils. Like I just can't get down with that.
Um, that brings me to this. The Last Supper Kingdom Conversation will gladly present To Be Different, the Faith Nesbitt story. It will be going
Absolutely.
it will be going down in September with our beautiful, lovely Miss Faith Nesbitt.
Absolutely.
She will be talking identity. She will be talking about ballroom addiction, marriage, and gift, in unwavering faith, love, marriage, divorce, and who faith truly is. So I present to y'all the Faith Nesbitt story, To Be Different,
Yes.
and that will be the last Tuesday of September. I'm looking forward to this conversation. I'm looking forward to that conversation, sister, because I know some of the story, but I'm looking for the story to be told, and I
Absolutely.
thank you. Being different isn't always painful. Being misunderstood often is, and sometimes misunderstanding change how we begin to see ourselves. Okay, so you wasn't here, Halima. So you got to get a number, Halima. Get me a number between 1 and 6. I asked y'all about a number, right?
Mhm.
I asked y'all about a number.
3.
Yeah.
Okay, so who said 3?
I did.
Oh, you said 3, so you going first. Thank
Oh,
you. This is this. this so basically, it's keeping it 100.
okay.
Number 3 is ego. Ego. When was the last time you had to check your own ego and admit maybe I'm the problem in this situation? Keep it 100.
Married. So I'm doing it often. Okay.
You said you married?
I, I'm doing it often. You know what I'm saying? In a it was honestly this morning. Um my my husband, he was talking about something. We're moving.
Right.
And it was something that I swore I told him like something to do or whatnot, and he was gun ho that I didn't. And I'm like, look at your messages, and I did it, and none of them messages was there. None of them messages was there. And uh, instead of like admitting it then and there, I doubled down. I
You
doubled
double
down.
down.
It was like, listen, we moving. You should know this got to get done. And he was like, all right, I love you. And like left and went out to work or whatever. Um, and my best friend, he just looked at me like, girl, you know you're wrong. Like, you know you're wrong. Like, you know you're wrong, man. Um, and I ain't want to. I'm gonna be honest. I ain't want to. I ain't want to say that I was wrong. Because who wants to do that? Like,
Absolutely.
sir, you know that I'm wrong, but I ain't got to tell you that I'm wrong because you already know it. So why we got to have this conversation anyway? I never send them a text and letting them know, like apologizing or whatnot. But yeah, man.
Thank
Yeah,
you for your transparency, and thank you for
yeah.
keeping it 100. Um, Kim, you want to go next?
Um,
What's your number?
one.
Your number was 1. Jealousy. How have you ever genuinely been jealous of someone else's success? What was it about their success that affected you?
Uh, Yeah, I can recall feeling. I don't know if it's would you say jealousy and envy? Well, I wouldn't say
Mm-mm.
envy. I
And I,
wouldn't say that either.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll kind of go backwards into this. What made me feel a kind of way about this situation? I think it showed me uh, that I need to do more. That it made me feel as though that I was not doing enough. Not so much that I was jealous of a particular person or of their success. I tend to be happy for people whenever they have things going on. So it's no need. Like I've learned over the years, there's no need to ever be jealous of anyone. Um, but sometimes seeing someone's success can make you feel a little, wonky because it's like, okay, well, when is my time? Like, what am I doing? What am I not doing? And then I have to remember, okay, we all have our own timing. We all have our own process. So there's no need to ever really be jealous of anyone or envy anyone's success or what they have going on. I just have to, like I said earlier, continue to work my set. And in my time will come.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, Faith. What's
Mine
your
was number
number?
4.
You was number 4.
Yeah.
It's opportunity. Have you ever watched someone receive an opportunity you believe should have been yours? Keep it 100. And how did you feel?
To be honest with you, I think that happens to me all the time. I think that I make room for my friends to be used in my space, but a lot of times they do not make room for me to be used in their space. And I think it makes me miss out on an opportunity because if we are friends and you know that I'm trying to grow the church, if you know that I'm trying to build the brand, if you know that I'm trying to put myself where I should be in God amongst the people, why not push me? And so they give the opportunity to a lot of other people, and I feel like you should have used me there,
Mm,
and I feel like I get missed or bypassed because of my sexuality, and what the sexuality part of it is when I had what the people needed. I was going
right.
to deliver what the people needed because of who I am as a person, but because of my sexuality and my gender and whatever else they believe, lack of anointing, she didn't she's anointed, and so I've been looked past for so many other people instead of being the one that should have been in the place. So I think that happens to me all the time. I think a lot of people get a opportunity that I will probably never get unless I go another route.
I'm gonna answer. Thank y'all all for y'all transparency. I'm gonna answer one. I'm gonna do 6. The gift. Name one gift, quality, ability you've seen in someone else that you genuinely admire and wish you were stronger in yourself. Okay. So a lot of people know my testimony, but I don't think Faith and Cam know this part about me. I was diagnosed with dyslexia as a young child. Um, and my ability and people think that dyslexia comes in one way. It don't have anything to do with more so reading. It's more so the dyslexia of comprehending certain things. I wish I had the ability to comprehend on a deeper level where a lot of people like it takes me to go sit in the class, go sit somewhere by myself over and over and over to get it. I wish I was one of the people that would like once somebody says something or when it comes down to learning something, it's like, oh, I got it. Yes, let's do it. No, 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 not with me. So that quickness and the ability to like be able to do it. But thank God that he taught me in this season, not even in the season, but as time has grown, that my dyslexia has nothing to do with my intelligence. And
Absolutely.
when I got a grasp of that, because I would hear people be like, oh, you are so smart, and oh, you know this, and how do you know that? And I'm like, this is simple shit you should know. And they was like, well, no, bitch, no.
I see.
I'm sorry. No, bitch, nobody don't know that but you. Like, why would we know the greatest lake of water and whatever the case may be? And for me, it wasn't even about reading for me that I discovered that. it was more so I watch, and I'm a person that watch things, and I'm really intuitive with a lot of different things. So, but to be able to read something and comprehend it and just go without somebody having to break it down to me, I would love that ability. But right now it's time to pay some bills. So let's do. I'm gonna talk about this real fast, you guys. So bear with me. So our sponsor spotlight today, for the Last Supper Kingdom conversation comes from the class that helped me get to where I am today, a place where I can truly trust the blueprint that God has given me for my life. Blueprint Monday is more than just a class; it is a life application experience designed to help you gain clarity, development, discipline, shift your mindset and understanding of the power of affirmation and become in being and begin walking in intelligent intentionally in your purpose. It challenged you to move from one negative thinking to a positive thinking, from positive thinking to positive action. And Blueprint Monday is the opportunity to experience Blueprint Monday for yourself. Phase 1, 2, 3 begins September the 7th, 14th, 21st, and 28th. Phase 4, for those, me, in my class, we will be hitting phase 4 come October the 5th, 2026. And register is now open. Each phase is only $25. And I can personally tell you that is worth the investment. To register, get in contact with Apostle Eco Hutton at ecohutton78 at gmail.com. If you're ready to discover, develop, and trust the blueprint God has given you for your life, Blueprint Monday may be the place for you because the blueprint is already there. Sometimes you just need to help learning how to read it. Blueprint Monday.
Absolutely.
Um, and then, guys, I have something else that I would like to shine my light on. Um, where did it go? Oh, there we go. Now, I would like for the Last Supper to our highlights and our spotlights goes to, because this table isn't just about conversation. It is about recognizing people and who is putting in their work and putting their hands in the soil and building something meaningful. With that being said, Kingdom Spotlight is all about giving honor and visibility to those who are doing the work. Because when somebody
Absolutely.
is walking in their purpose, we don't compete with their light. We help their light shine. So tonight,
Absolutely.
our Kingdom Spotlight goes to a youth development spotlight. Our youth development spotlight goes to Erica,
Oops.
Erica and Chantel, you elegantly rose. Elegantly rose is created a space for young girls to discover their voice, build their confidence, and develop life skills, forms meaningful friendships, and growing into compassion, purpose-driven women. They message is simple. Like a rose, every girl blooms in her own season. And I believe when we pour into our young girls, today we are helping to shape the women they will become tomorrow. So Kingdom
Absolutely.
Conversation is proudly shine our youth development spotlight on Elegantly Rose to help them grow and to help them be who they need to be, as not just helping young women, but just as an organization. Please go follow them at Instagram at elegantly_Rose and on Facebook, Elegantly Rose. Whew, that was a lot. And ladies and gentlemen, our last spotlight goes to our author spotlight. Before we move forward tonight, our conversation, I just want to take the moment to shine a light on my sister, my friend, Altina Trust, author of Heart Journey. Heart Journey is a beautiful collection of poetry written through a personal journey to heal. Her here at the Last Supper conversation, we believe that your gift make room for you, and this woman has done just that. So I want to use my platform to celebrate someone who took her journey and put it into words and had the courage to share it with the world. You
Absolutely.
can support Altina by going to Amazon.com, searching Heart Journey by Altina Trust. That is Heart Journey by Altina Trust. The Last Supper Kingdom Conversation. Let us support our people while they are still alive. Many voices, one table, a seat for every story. Now let's get back to the table. Hi, y'all.
Hey.
Breathe, girl, breathe.
Okay. The bills are paid. Thank you.
Breathe. You did good. Breathe.
That was a lot,
Okay.
but I got through it. Come on. And we
And the
just want to
bills are
thank
paid.
we definitely want to thank Blueprint Monday for constantly being an encouragement, constantly supporting us, constantly sponsoring us. Eco Hutton has been one of the greatest mentors I could have ever asked for. So we thank you on today. Okay. So let's y'all ready to get back into it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Y'all ready to get back into it?
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. We came out of being different. Now we're about to go somewhere else.
Oh.
Okay. And here we go.
Mm.
Oh, before we get started, do any of y'all have anything going on right now that y'all would like to speak about? Halima?
Um,
Oh, Kim?
oh no, I was just gonna say, as you can see, this is Cam's Chronicles. So if you wouldn't mind, you can tune in. You can catch me on YouTube, YouTube Cam's Chronicles, Facebook, TikTok. I basically cover a lot of media topics that are going on. I
And
cover a
she
little bit of
does.
everything. I throw a little bit of my gym stuff, and I'm going to be bringing food reviews. Like I'm going to be chronicling everything. So that's why I call it Cam's Chronicles, because I'm going to chronicle a little bit of everything. My personal life, some things I may chronicle, things, social media things, a little bit of everything, and basically put my 2 cents into it. So it's going to be really fun. So check me out on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all the things. It's a time.
Now, don't forget about Curvy Girl. Because
Oh yes,
come
Curvy Girl.
on.
Yeah, the Curvy Girl Fitness is also, you'll find that too in Cam's Chronicles. So yes, honey, come on over.
Yes. Faith or Halima?
Um, every Tuesday night, I do Tuesday night prayers with Pastor Faith each and every Sunday at 6 o'clock p.m. New Deliverance Apostolic Church for all people. Somebody say all people.
All
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 people.
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 A healing place. We are open in Durham, North Carolina. If you are in the Durham area and you are not alike in nature, if you are different, if you are looking for a safe place where you can authentically be yourself, I dare you to come worship with us at New Deliverance Apostolic
Oh, man.
Church. It is 2720 Chapel Hill Road, Durham, North Carolina. It's going down. If you
All
need to,
right.
if you need a safe place to get God and get where you need to be in Him, I dare you to join us. It's time out for being in places where you cannot really walk in your gift. Get somewhere where they're going to embrace your gift, love you for you. If you are same sex loving, if you are different, if you have been called to worship God in some type of manner, y'all meet me each and every Sunday at 6 o'clock p.m. in Durham, North Carolina.
Halima, what you got going on? Because I
First
love
of all,
that.
I love
Sky
all
looks
that.
good.
I love that. I love that. Y'all, man, I gotta get back to being on like my content and stuff like that. Hopefully, I'm gonna pray on it with y'all. Maybe that'll happen when I move. I don't know. I've been loving the solitude and the quiet, right? But as y'all see, I'm the founder and the creator of the I Am Serenity Scholarship. I speak heavily on being the garden. And that is simply our community. We cannot flourish and we cannot bloom if we're not nurturing it and we're not tending to it. So I intentionally make space for femme identified graduating high school seniors We take care of their entire senior experience. That means prom, hair, makeup, and dress. They literally sit and design their dress with a designer that has their own show for New York Fashion Week, Hidden Style, people on Love and Hip Hop and everything like that. My brother Rashad, love you.
Shout them out.
Hair. They tell us exactly how they want their hair, makeup. This year it's going to be the first year that I don't touch their face. But I have an amazing team that will be doing it. This is all in the Philadelphia area. So if you know a graduating senior that's femme identified, please make sure you are following on IG. That is underscore Halima underscore Saadia. So Halima HALIMA _SAADIA. We will start our committee conversations next month. And that's with everybody who has been pouring into us since the last sneaker ball. We got a lot of like attention from me crying on TikTok. I was just happy that somebody at Lowe's, for whatever reason, the manager completely sponsored or wiped out the charge for all the lights that we needed for for our event. And I ain't do nothing but cry like a big old baby, right? But that video alone got so many people that just wanted to use their resources and what they had to help us. So can't believe that my graduate from last year, she just went to Lincoln, left for Lincoln last weekend. So super proud of her. And we're already talking about for this year's scholarship. So the application will be going live end of September. And we use all that time to find whomever is going to be that awardee or potential awardee. They just have to explain what have they used and what obstacle they have used in their life to be the beacon of light, right, for their success. So we get a lot of videos, and it's super humbling to like think that people care enough to believe in you to do these things, to trust in you, especially like senior year. But we do that. We also make sure that we take care of their graduation pictures. And we dive into the family. Mom last year, she's hooked up now with a mentorship program with other women. And we just trying to build the garden. So like if you want to also build the garden, if you have any funding that you want to give, resources you want to give, if you want to be a mentor, please hit me up, serenescholarship@gmail.com. Again, Serene, SERENE, scholarship@gmail.com.
You're not done. What about that makeup?
Oh. I've been doing makeup for over 10 years. I specialize in film and production, specifically sci-fi and glam. I'm moving to Atlanta Monday specifically because of this. So if you need someone who's going to make sure that your people are laid in every way possible, hit me up. Serene Styles is the business, SERENE _STYLEZ. If you realize everything that you ever hear of me will have to do with serenity. Comes from the Serenity Prayer, literally tattoo on the side of my hip. I was born and raised in them NA rooms, and they drill that in those rooms. So anything and everything I got to deal with has to do with being at peace with who you are, regardless of what that look like. So if you need makeup, regardless of where you at, fly me out, baby. I don't mind.
Baby, let me tell you something. She is one of the baddest graphic makeups. If y'all all Halloween stuff and glam, don't get it twisted. The girl can work a glam, but I love watching her. Oh, I
yeah,
can't wait
October. We getting ready for Serene
October.
Streams for this year. We getting ready for this year.
I cannot wait for this October.
So we've been ordering.
I cannot wait to see what she have in store. She is amazing.
Absolutely beautiful.
And this is what I want to say. You see how all of us have different routes. But the greatest part is we have the same destination. Welcome to segment 5. Do you believe that there can be more than one path towards purpose and success?
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely. I do. I definitely think that we all have to go our own way. It is never going to be about being and doing what somebody else is or what they have done. It is about going another way. Even if I have taken something from my sisters and have to use it along the way, it is still about me taking that path that I have to go.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
Mhm.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I feel that there is definitely more than one path to success. But I also feel as though that there are paths that are carved out just for us um to tread. So and sometimes it sometimes you find that lane or find those lanes by trial and error, you know. But I absolutely think that there can be multiple ways or multiple avenues or lanes that we can take to get there. But again, I do feel as though that there are certain lanes that are specifically just for us to really find the success that we're looking for. I think that's the case as well.
Mm.
I
Halima.
agree. Like, what you go? It's not really much to say.
There's
Like,
not much more to say.
I mean, we came in this world alone, so like our path is going to be alone. Well, in the physical aspect.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
I definitely believe that our paths are totally different, but we all definitely have the same destination when it comes down to it. We're just trying to navigate differently. And the
Absolutely.
thing that is so hard is for when you are different and you are standing out and you're navigating your own path, that people learn how to support you in your differences or in your different type of path. Even though you may have done it this certain type of way and it may work for you, but without my eras, I can't develop who I'm supposed to be. Um, the next question would be, what makes us certain that our path is the only path someone else should take?
Say that one
I
more
don't.
time. I'm sorry. I
what
just I didn't catch it.
what makes us so certain that our path is the only path that someone else should take?
I don't agree with that. I think there are many different ways and nobody told us that the roads would be easy.
Come on now.
Okay. Nobody said. So, I think there are different roads, different ways, different methods, different processing, a different way of thinking that each person has to get to their own path. So I definitely don't agree that you got to go my way, and I might not agree that I have to go your way. Now, if it is not my partner, my spouse, my man, my diggaling, I ain't trying to go no other way with nobody else but to be on one accord with who God would have me to be when it comes in that manner. Because I don't see it being nothing that, I mean, you my sister, I love you. Y'all my sisters. I love y'all and I'm rooting for y'all to have great. But would I want y'all to take what I got to go through to get to where you have to get to? No. Because I
No,
might have to go through trial and error. I might have to go through warfare. I might have to go through something that you shouldn't have to go through to get my path clear. And so I think it's different for everybody.
Yeah, I
anybody
agree.
else?
I agree. It's definitely different. I would never, if there's someone would take my path because I feel as though that how I just said, I think in the prior question, we all have our own paths, and what I may be built for, someone else may not be able to handle.
Okay.
Like I even now, I can think of some things that I deal with now that I know some people may not be built for. So I would never recommend someone to take my path or go the route that I went unless that resonates with them. I mean, there are some people who may have similar paths. And it's easy to connect with someone or relate to someone because they're going through something similar or going through a similar path that we're going through. But I wouldn't necessarily say, "Oh, you need to do it because I did it this way." Like I would never say that because again, what I went through might consume them altogether. So I would never do that.
That's right.
Mhm.
Why are you smiling?
I'm waiting. No, y'all don't. No, y'all don't understand. I love my sister. My sister drops some good wisdom on me all the time, and she is always pushing me. She's always encouraging. So I just love to hear her speak. I love to hear all of y'all speak. Don't get it twisted, because all of y'all are amazing, and y'all have been so navigating in my own journey. So,
Aw.
and this one right here,
Absolutely.
she's part of one of the greatest houses in the Kiki scene. So.
Are you in both of them?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
First female Muslima in Philly to win Face of the Year.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
wow.
What house you part of?
Mona Lisa.
Picture person.
All right, so like I'm like 50-50, right?
Okay.
And before I answer the question, can I ask a question?
Yes.
All right.
I knew it was coming. Come on.
When you say path, right? Do you mean like entirety or like just do that way, like take my advice for that? Like, is it situational or are we talking about like your path
Like your path,
entirely?
like what, like how you think, how you move, how you say things, how you do. This is the only doctrine of how it should be done.
I'm also a mama.
No, come on, talk about it.
Also a mama, right?
Right.
So, like, one thing I teach my boy is I always want to hear what you got to say, right? I
Mm-hmm.
always hear what you got to say. The directive is still the directive.
Correct.
Still want to hear what you got to say and still do what I told you to do. And do it how I told you to do. And then afterwards, we can have a discussion about why you didn't agree, about why I told you to do something the way I told you to do it. Just so we can get an understanding of your mindset, my mindset, what was going on, why I told you that way, da 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 da.
Right.
I do that more so like because of the way I was raised. Not
Right.
on not about being authoritative, but to be challenging and open up a space to have that conversation.
Correct.
Um, like, so it's a space of dialectics.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what it is, and we can talk about how you feel and what you thought and da 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 da
Because you,
da. But yeah.
because of the simple fact is, like, I don't never, like, I love that you, this is what it is, like, you got to do this,
Mm-hmm.
but I do want to understand of what
Yeah.
it made you feel,
Yeah.
the fact that you have to do it. So I applaud you on that. Like, I love that. What have you learned from people whose journey look completely different from yours?
Is that I don't want to go through what some of them been through. And
Okay.
I don't want to deal with some of them have dealt with. I don't want to be included in that downfall when I have to take my own road to get to where I have to go. Now y'all go get y'all a snack. This is the last supper. Get a snack, girls.
I got my juice. I got, after this, I gotta go cook for my husband. So
Listen. Listen, the boy came down when I first got here, he said, "What are we eating for dinner?"
um, we were in the question again. You said, "What about somebody? What about someone
what
else's journey?"
have you
Why?
learned from people whose journey look completely different from yours?
Um, just that our journeys are different. You know, um, everyone has their own path. Everyone has their own journey. So I think that for me, that kind of goes back to the beginning where we talking about comparing. Like, um, there's no need to compare my journey with someone else's because um, we all have our own journey. We all have our destination. So if there's anything that I can learn from their mistakes, then I'll take. I think they have an old saying back in the day. It was what is it? Chew the meat and spit out the bones. So whatever I can take from their journey, whatever lessons I can learn from their journey, I'll do that. But if it's nothing to do with me, then it's just there. Our journeys are different.
Um, I think people do what they can with what they got.
Absolutely.
Um, and like I just talked about like motherhood, so like I can stay on that topic, whatever. Like it wasn't until I became a mom that I was able to give my mom grace.
Mm, that's deep.
Um, because I know for darn I'm doing the best. Doing the best what I can with what I get. Okay. Um, and I can only also like knowing my mother's like raising and now knowing the things that she's going through or whatever, she literally just did what she possibly could, like what she could, but what she had. Um, was it the best? That's subjective, but was it her best?
Right.
For me, that's only the only thing that matters. So, when it comes to like journeys and paths and walks and things of that nature, I think folks are just doing the best that they got, the best they can. Um, yeah, that's all you can kind of like expect out of people.
Well said.
I love that. I love the fact that you said that about your mom, and now you reflecting it to even your own journey. Um, is that part of Fat Girls Eats?
Oh,
Your food is that
oh, fat,
is
oh, fat girl stuff.
yeah, Fat Girl stuff.
Absolutely, y'all. Oh, I do fat girl stuff. That's my restaurant that I'm gonna be opening up soon.
Come on now.
I'm cooking all around. I love cooking. I'm into catering. I've been doing it for a few years. So fat girl stuff, y'all gotta try
Thank
it.
you.
Listen,
Can
I'll
you?
be driving through North Carolina now, so like I mean, we can. If you're gonna have a plate, I might. Yeah, I mean, it's.
Can you share a time when someone genuinely supported you without feeling threatened by your growth?
Mm,
Whoa, that's good.
I love that.
That's good.
I throw them in there.
I
I throw
love
them in
that.
there.
I got.
Whoa, sister.
I gotta love what you call my. I shout out my village all the time. Whatever. Like I know I'm blessed. No, I'm blessed. Whatever. Because like my friends speak my name in rooms that I don't even know exist.
Right.
So like I know that's a blessing. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So man, I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah. What you call them? They hella dope, man. They hella dope.
Now,
They
now you
and
know that's
it's the
wrong.
same way. You know what I mean? It's the same
That's
way.
playing
Like
with
I can.
pre-cum. Is this one?
You said it's pre-cum.
That no, you playing with
Oh,
pre-cum right here. Is
Oh,
this
well, I was
one?
sure doing that earlier. I didn't even know.
but yeah, what you call them? Like I got a homegirl that's nasty when it comes to styling. Like
Hmm.
she nasty. Man, every time I'm at a movie or whatever, I'm on set and people looking for a stylist, whatever, I'm plugging her name.
Hmm.
Even when it comes to makeup, whatever. Um, I got like three homies that's in the area that I plug them in quick.
Hmm.
Because
Absolutely.
I live with the same like my me none of that like adjust like falters or messes up my crown. Like none of that falters or messes up my crown. Whatever. So
Absolutely.
like when it comes to black women, we all can eat.
Amen.
So
Say that again.
I'm one that's always gonna plug as soon as I see an opportunity. My village they the same way. So yeah.
Well, I'm sick of sissies.
Don't know
Because
what to
that is
do.
not the way. That is not the way they operate.
Okay.
But it is okay because that's what we have to get to. We have to get people in that mindset and that way of thinking that you have. I will never be a hater when it comes to you being able to preach the word of God, to you being able
Mhm.
to sing, to you be able to, for you to be able to win souls. I would never be able to hate on that because that's what we're all supposed to be doing for God so loved the world. Whoever your higher power is, he loved the world. It
Mhm.
was not about us being selfish and at a stand to keep us at a standstill as people. So I think that is very beautiful. I hope that these punks take heed. I hope these punks take heed. I don't have to stop you. I don't have to block you. I don't have to stand in your way of
Mhm.
being great. I could push you along the way, which
Mhm.
is where we should be as a whole. But that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I think I'm the type of person. I have always reached out, like I said, to be the support for my people. If you are a preacher, I know I gotta pay you your money when you come. I'm gonna invite you, but have it always been, done to me that way? No. And I feel like it's just time for us to get there,
But
looking past who we are on the outside, but
Mhm.
taking what the gift is that I have in the inside, knowing that you need it for what needs to be given at that moment.
Mhm.
I think when you
amen.
understand how
Hold on.
karma
This
works.
hold on. Wait. Cam, wait real
Uh,
fast. So disclaimer, she's talking from her own lived experience with the only experience that she had with certain people. We are
yeah.
Right.
not here
Yo, I'm watching y'all.
to
I love
diminish
y'all.
any
Anybody watching? I love you girls, and I'm praying the
she's
best
only
for you girls.
but she's not talking about a large number of the community people in its entirety.
Absolutely.
She's talking from her own live
Mhm.
experience. So I don't
Absolutely.
want anybody to be offensive from her verbiage. This is her story and her expression of the encounters that she has had.
Absolutely.
If the shoe fits.
That's what my mama
Okay.
said.
No, I just I'm learning.
Thank you
I
for
will. I
cleaning it
learned a
up,
couple
though,
of things.
sister.
I learned a couple of things in development. You got to make
Thank
sure you
you for
put the
cleaning it
disclaimers out
up.
there.
We don't want no misled. Thank you for cleaning it up.
Right.
Yes.
Go ahead, Cam. I'm sorry.
No, I think when you find your community, you find your village of people, that type of thing comes easy where it comes easy to be able to help each other out. And I think when you understand energy too and karma, how things work, it's given when if you scratch my back, I scratch yours. You just never
Mhm.
know what blessings may unfold for you by you being a blessing to someone else.
Mhm.
So I think it all comes down to finding your village, finding your community of people, and that type of thing should come easy.
Well, sister, I
Um,
think you should be dancing for money, doing what they want you to do. Now stand up and show us how you shake, because you were shaking earlier on.
I,
It came across my
don't you get
timeline. And
that?
so you need to
Cam,
get on up and
we
show
know
us how to shake.
she got body. She ain't gotta shake it.
Oh,
Cause
But I,
if I
what you
would have
go
seen
yes.
like
that
I
body moving on camera, I said, "Oh God!"
but I remember what you
But
called like
that's
earlier
part
in
of
the conversation.
that is part of curvy girl fitness.
Come
So
on,
if you
Yes.
Kirby.
want your body
Love
to
it.
move the way that Kim's
I
body move,
love
I'm gonna
it.
you
get you
might
a
want to hit
queen.
up.
I love it.
But I remember like
Um,
earlier in the conversation, like a couple questions ago, Sister Faith had talked, and just like right now, whatever, was talking about how folks is basically like snatching, like you're doing things for individuals that aren't doing the same things for you, right?
Right.
And the way I tell this often, whatever, but the way me and my husband met was he was my friend first, right?
right.
And he was like telling me like that girl don't like you. That girl don't like you. That boy is jealous of you. Like every time you talk,
Right.
you realize that boy say a whole bunch of crazy stuff on live, like while you talking,
Whoa.
right? Every time you showcasing your makeup, that girl, she start having like word vomit or whatnot. Like, you realize, like, whenever they call you, you pick up the phone, but when you call them, they don't answer the phone.
Right.
He was like, do yourself
Mm-hmm.
a favor, like, just sit back and watch. Like, just sit back and watch. And if these people aren't doing the same things that you're doing, then you need to change who you are around. Not change who these
Absolutely.
people are, because these people are
Mm-hmm.
showing you exactly who they are. So, and I think sometimes when we are we are walking in the path that we believe that God is made for us, and doing the things that we are supposed to be doing, and sharing our talents and things of that nature. When you have a big heart, you want everybody else to eat with you, whatever.
Mm.
Absolutely.
And
Oh yeah,
sometimes
but
they
that will
not
bite
supposed
you. That
to.
will bite you in the ass every time.
Sometimes they're not supposed to, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't make you bigger in the program. It doesn't make you, not right or
Right.
not in a humility space or things of that nature, whatever. You just are not for that
Outgrown.
space no more. You're not for them people no more. And everybody ain't supposed to be attracted to your shit. Like, you
The,
know what I'm saying? Like, all these gnats ain't supposed to be attracted to your shit.
Absolutely.
Um, and when you find your village, like Cam was talking about, things just become a little bit easier. Them like-minded people, it ain't even like you ain't even got to say, I scratch your back, you scratch mine, because they already built that way innately.
Absolutely.
you know what I'm going to touch on this subject too, because it's like, for me, it was so hard to I felt like I was doing that for everybody else,
Mm.
and I wasn't getting it in return. And then it took my husband. Thank God for that man. That's thank God for my man.
Miles on the way. Miles on the way.
Okay.
Miles on the way.
Yes,
Miles
ma'am.
on the way. Miles
Yes.
on the way.
I thank God for that man, because if it wasn't for him just encouraging me for my growth and seeing me for
Mhm.
what I was trying to do, not just in this, but just in life, from my addiction. I'm 2 years clean
Come on.
from um from not alcohol but drugs.
Come on.
I am not. I'm not going to say that I don't still have a taste in my mouth, but I will say I make better and quality decisions. Um,
Absolutely.
and not only that, he rescued me from a time where I thought that I didn't. I was wrestling with becoming and
Mhm.
staying stagnant. And his encouragement and and him just being genuine and him genuinely supporting me pushed me to want that from other people. You know what I'm saying? He saw value in me, and I saw value in myself. And then I started looking at the people that was around me, and I'm like, oh no, you don't value this. This is
Uh-huh.
precious. So we got to change this up. And it was him that had to help me structure my mindset. And I thank God for him.
Absolutely.
God used him to help me structure, to make quality, because anybody can make decisions, but you have to have quality decisions. You have to make quality decisions. And the thing about it is, not only that, I think that this is the first time that I'm getting the outpour of love that I've ever experienced, because every last person, from y'all to other people to people that doing interviews, even family members, it has I have not yet have gotten a no. It's like, anything for you, sis. Yes. And it was like, it's been shocked. It's been blowing my mind. Y'all too blew my mind. Cam blew my mind when she said yes. she said yes. I'll do it. I'll do it for you. And I said, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? And even Faith,
Absolutely.
like, just her saying, like, when I tell y'all, Halima was like, oh, no, 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 no. When you need me, how you want me, just send me make the flyer, send me the thing. And Faith was the same way. Faith was like, oh yeah, we doing this. Then I had a little something go last month where it didn't go as how I wanted it, or whatever the case may be. Faith called me and said, oh, this is excellent. We're gonna go on a bigger, and it just was a genuine support to see me reach my higher potential, because somebody saw something in me that I already see in myself.
Absolutely.
And this time around,
Absolutely.
I wasn't letting. I'm sorry. This time around, I wasn't allowing circumstances and situations because I even told Cam today, Faith was running late, Halima was going through some things. Oh, we're going to still go forth.
Absolutely.
Even if it's just me and you, even if Cam didn't show up, even still, I would have answered every last one of these questions because this time around, I want this thing. It
Absolutely.
has to come. It has to happen. I can't just
Absolutely.
stop because of circumstances and because of things, or I don't have the support, or somebody's not encouraging me. I have to keep on going because
Keep going, sister.
it's connected to my livelihood. It's connected to my sobriety. It's connected to my mind. It's connected to my heart. It's connected to my growth. It's connected to everything that God has for me. This time around, it's so many times
Absolutely.
I gave up on it. But this time around,
Absolutely.
I'm going to keep on going. I'm
Mhm.
sorry. I had to get that out.
No.
I'm like, you better not be apologizing.
Right. Because we're all in the same place.
Amazing job, sister.
Yeah.
Amazing job. And you know, the thing about it is the physical eye hasn't seen what's to come for you yet. And so what I told you today, I won't get into what we talked about, but what I
Right.
will tell you is to keep pressing, keep
Mhm.
going, keep striving, keep growing, keep being authentically yourself. And
Mhm.
when you are that, there will be nothing in the world that anybody can do to stop you from having what's bigger than whatever you already see. One of these girls standing up on one of these award shows, giving interviews, girl, that's where you're supposed to be. And so what
Mhm.
you have to do is you have to see your mind, your mind has to transition
Mission
to
to
prepare
bigger.
to get to that place. I
Yep.
see you at the Stellar Awards giving interviews. I see you
Yes.
at the
Mm-hmm.
BET Awards giving interviews. I see you, but you have to take your mind there so that you can get there. That's what happens with a lot of times with us as women, as people, as whatever we choose to identify as. We don't let our minds take us to another level. And it
Mhm.
stops us from growing. Our mental can stop us from growing. I can see it all the time in my heart, but if I don't start to speak it out of my mouth and if I don't start to walk into it, there would be nothing that's going to change around me.
Mm.
I'm
Encouragement.
done.
Encouragement. I love y'all. Encouragement is more than just kind words. It's creating a space where someone feels safe enough to become who they are called to be.
Mhm.
The gift.
Comes without repentance.
When people
Woo.
connect to your gift and not you, that
Mm.
is segment 7. Welcome to When People Connect to Your Gift, but not
Woo.
you. How can you recognize when someone is drawn to your gift without taking genuine interest in knowing you and who you are?
They want to taste my Southern fried chicken. But they don't want to have nothing to do with who I am. Yeah, I say a lot of times I could have a drink with you. I could be doing all of the wrong things with you. We can be partying outside of the church, but when we get into a place where it should be advertised that we are even friends and connected, sometimes I've watched people not even give that because of who they think people. And let me tell y'all something. Let me say this. I'm not clockable, okay? I
Thank
have to
you.
tell you who and what I am. I go into a lot of places, a lot of churches, a lot of things, and because I am transparent and because I am real, I'm gonna tell the nigga that you don't want me, but just know that I didn't get clocked. Just know that they didn't
Clock
know who I
myself.
was. And just let's know that they didn't say, "Oh, that's a man," or
Right.
that's a trans, and so it's like not being able to be not being able to be fully accepted all the time by what somebody can do on the outside of the church or outside of work or outside of the place that we're in, but then embrace me in the privacy. It caused
Mm.
a lot of area for me to feel like that topic. For me to feel like I'm just not enough, or it's just
Mhm.
not enough, or what. Because behind closed doors, we Judy. But when it is time to go before the front street of stuff, you still have me at a standstill or a standoff because you don't want people to know that we tied to or connected to each other because you worried about they're gonna think you either you might want you a trans or you they're gonna think something that is not where you really want to be, but you really want to be here behind closed doors. And so it is a big thing. That's a big thing for me. I just try to be me. And I can't really do and say and be like a lot of other people, and which has caused me sometimes to be in a lonely place
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know how to be nobody else. If it came to me, I said it. People don't like
Mm-hmm.
that because people don't like when you open up your mouth and just start. But if it
Mm-hmm.
came to me, if I heard it, if it entered into my heart, a lot of the times I said it or I did it. If I wanted it, I went and got it. Today I'm
Mm-hmm.
free. I'm not in the same place. Yes, they say, but the pastor, she got the tattoo. She got tattoo over her eye. She tatted up. She's a trans. She's this. She's that. But they still lack missing what the main focus is. Many have been called,
But
but
few
few
are
are
his
chosen. And
children.
when you have something that people generally need, the enemy is going to always, that devil, as you say, is going to
Mm-hmm.
always do something to try to prohibit you from going forth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Halima.
All I hear when you ask that question, you're my little secret, and that's how we should keep it. Um,
Absolutely.
it's crazy. What you call it's crazy because like me and my best friend, we was talking today. Um, and my best friend, that's my gubby, that's my drag child. That's what you call me. If you ever see, I go hard for my gubby. Like
And he can sing
I be
too.
snapping out on social media and somebody say something about my gubby, right? Um,
She does.
um, like even with my husband, like the first conversations, I was like, I don't know how you are with the alphabet mafia, but my best friend, he's a gay man. Take it or leave it because I'm not leaving him.
Absolutely. Beautiful.
I'm not leaving him.
It's
Whatever.
beautiful.
He said, "Who else I'm gonna talk to with about hair and makeup?" So it worked out anyway, right? But the first time me and him like actually like hung out, we was coming from a fashion show or whatever, and he was like ballroom terms like realness, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to like blend in or whatnot. And a song came on, and a little hymn came out, whatever. And I was like, "What was that?" He was like, "Huh?" I pulled the car over, and I was like, "What was that?" And I think me understanding, I can see how it was like he wanted to make sure that he was in a safe space, like he was safe,
Absolutely.
whatever. He wanted to make sure he got himself together because he didn't know what this conversation was going to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I was like, I don't know what that was, but if that's you all the way around when you were with me.
Okay.
If you can't be yourself around me, I don't want you to be around me, period. And I need you to be who you are in totality. So I know if I got the capacity to be with you or have you in my life. In the same way with me, when it comes to everybody else, I remember like growing up, my sister used to say, you wear a lot of hats. You wear a lot of hats. You this person when you're around these people. You this person when you're around these people. You this person. You need to blend all them personalities into one person. You need to blend all them personalities into one. And in high school, I didn't understand that. Whatever. Now, as a grown woman, I do. If I'm
Right.
too much for you in whatever aspects, whatever that I guess we can't be around each other. Whatever.
Absolutely.
But there's no way that you can take from what I worked hard for and then decide what bits and pieces is good enough for you.
Mm.
Mm.
That's like you take my money, but you don't
Listen,
accept me.
listen.
Mm-hmm.
You
That
take my
part.
money during the offering.
You taking all
Oh.
crazy coins over here. You know what I'm saying? You want me to you want me to do your makeup, whatever, but you don't want me to wear my hijab in totality. Well, something
That
about
sounds
some
crazy.
you either you somebody about to be uncomfortable.
And
Absolutely.
it's not
Like
going to be
you, they
me.
about to be uncomfortable about me being Muslim and fully garbed, or you about to be uncomfortable because your makeup ain't done. Something about to give, whatever.
Absolutely.
That
Um,
part.
so like, I think is that conformity oppression conversation we was having earlier,
Right.
whatever. When it comes to this, they want you to conform into what they feel is palatable for them.
Mm.
And some folks are scared to be different and say, no, this is me in totality because they don't want to be left behind. They feel like they're going to
Absolutely.
lose out on something if they don't. So, yeah.
Did you want to hit this?
Okay, so in regards to, I think you was initially asking about how people can connect to you, or no,
Get,
connect to your gift, and
without
not just, huh?
with, how can people connect to your gift without genuinely interested in
Right.
knowing you or who you are?
I think honestly and truthfully, when it comes to giftings and people being gifted, I feel like there are different levels of gifts. Some attached with anointing and things of that nature. I feel like when people have a certain level of gift, or talent, I feel as though sometimes, well, most times, that can be really attractive to people. You know, is that necessarily a bad thing? I don't know. I would say that's a bad thing or not. But when you are gifted to a certain extent, that can attract people to where they forget that under that gift, under that anointing, is a living, breathing person with, human proclivities, with different interests and things of that nature. But when you're hypnotized by someone's gifting, it's hard to. I mean, it was easy to overlook that. Point in case, I've never met Nikki Ross, God rest her soul, but I'm so enamored by her gifting because of how it made me feel and how it still makes me feel when I listen to her. I don't know her personally. If I had ever gotten the chance to get to know her, of course I would have taken the opportunity. But her gifting alone just reached me in such a way and is so attractive to me to where if I saw her, I'll probably just want her to sing. I like sing this for me.
Absolutely.
Sing that for me because I love the way she sings. I love her giftings. And I too have been in a situation where people come around me and they sing this, sing that, and it's like, wait a minute, can we talk about this? Like I'm kind of hungry.
Right?
Which one?
Can we be
That's
human?
yeah, can we be human? But I mean, I think it's very easy for people to be enamored by someone's gift and forget. This person is more than their gift.
Absolutely.
This person is more than singing or dancing or whatever it is that they do. This person is more than that. But again, I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing, but it does happen and it happens very easily.
It definitely happened very easily. I will
Yeah.
say this, that some people will take advantage and
Mhm.
pimp or prostitute your gift.
Oh yeah.
And one of the things that I've struggled with is because of who I am and who I am in God, is that I'm just going to be honest. It was a couple of people that I sat under, where my gifting was more important to them than me as in the entirety.
Hmm.
So therefore, I can use your gift. You can pray the house down, like get the Mo, because they call me Monique. Mo, get on the mic and pray and walk the floor, because I'm a walker. I pray and
Thank you.
walk the floor. I'm gonna pray and I'm gonna walk
Yeah.
the whole entire floor, because
Intercessor.
we're gonna shift this whole atmosphere.
Yes.
I'm that type of person, and I realized that, and it was my husband. I love that man. I lied to y'all now, because he be putting me up for a game. He was like, absolutely not. Like they will not do that to you. You will not, like, what is up. And he brought it to my attention. He was like, what is up with these people that is literally attaching themselves to you because of who you are and what you bring and what gifting you have and how you talk and how you speak. And he said that, and it made me start to realize some things. And like, I just be like, I would just be so genuine, and I'd be like, oh yeah, da 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 da, and not realizing that I'm being used. This person talking
Absolutely.
about me like a dog, and I
Right.
and I let you slap me in my face. I let you know what I'm saying. I do all of these things, and I don't think that when it comes down to gifting, people just think that you're a machine. They
Right.
don't understand that you have something on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Like I was struggling with addiction, but praying the house down.
Wow.
And the thing about it is gift comes without repentance. So
Right.
God is going to use the foolish things of this earth
To
to
confirm.
conform the
Yeah.
foolish thing, the conform the
To
whatever the
confirm
case
the
may be. He's
wise.
going to
Yeah.
use the foolish things. However, my soul didn't matter to to the people. I'm not going to say names, to the individuals that was using me in the way that they was using me. You know what I'm saying? So I've learned how to the Bible says guard your heart and your mind. I've learned how to
Absolutely.
guard it, not completely closed off, but
Right.
guard it. Is the
Right.
difference between being closed off and guarding your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever experienced somebody? No, we already answered that. Sorry. What are the warning signs of relationship built on assets rather than authenticity?
On assets?
Yeah, what is the warning signs built on access to your gifting rather than authenticity?
Hmm. I would say probably uh when you find your when you find that in that relationship, uh you're using your gifts more than not. Uh I guess also that would depend on what kind of relationship it is. Um but yeah, if you find that this, I mean, honestly, if you just sit back and observe, people will show you what their intents are. So if you find that, everything is about what you can bring, and what benefits other people, I think those are red flags. When you find yourself totally giving, when you're always giving, is
Mm-hmm.
what I say. You're always giving and not being poured into. You're always giving out but not being poured into, and you
I
find yourself
literally told
drained a lot.
I literally told Faith this morning. I seem to be able to pray for everybody, but nobody prayed for me. When this girl called me this morning and prayed for me the way that she prayed for me, I just knew that today was going to be a day because ain't nobody like. And she called me, and and she felt me in my spirit because I was already going through stuff up
Right.
here. When I tell you, when she prayed for me, I had to tell her like nobody don't do that. Just
Right.
call me and be like, "Hey, can we pray?" We ended up praying for each other,
Right.
and
Absolutely.
after we had sister talk first. We did because we sisters, and then she just
Absolutely.
prayed and she encouraged me, and it was everything that I needed to know that
Yeah.
today was going to happen the way that it needed to happen.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Anybody else?
When your gift is the topic, when it's always the
Mm,
topic. Um, when your gift, when your gift is the birthday, I guess the what you call, you know what I'm saying? Like whenever they are calling you, whenever they are picking up the phone, whenever they are speaking to you, it's all about what you can do, not how you feeling, what you've been going through. Shoot, are you even able to do this right now? You know what I'm saying? When they separate the human part, like you said, sis,
mm-hmm.
um, that's one of the biggest red flags. Um, when they just see the gift and they don't see the person.
I
Anybody
think
else?
that that's what a lot of people do. I think that they bypass sometimes who we are as people, but they see what they can get out of the gift. It's not even that they even think the gift might. Sometimes they don't even think that is the gift is all of that. But they know that you got a gift, and they know that they need something from they trying to get something out of it. Instead of seeing all of who you are, which could push the gift to be greater than what they can ever imagine. Because if you're pushing me as the person, the gift is gonna shine brighter. You get what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
And so they miss that because it's like they want that look that what they think they want, and they really don't know that if you would have pushed me and spoken to me and ministered to me and gave me what I needed, it would have elevated the gift.
Mm-hmm.
mm.
So
Many people know what it's like to be applauded for what they can do, while quietly wondering if anyone truly see who they are. That that's where we have came to as a community and as a people. So today's segment 8 and our last segment is community over competition. Can community truly thrive when everyone is competing?
I'm pushing for the people. I'm pushing for the people that are not alike. I'm pushing for the people that are different. I'm pushing for the people that are same loving. I'm pushing for trans women. I'm pushing for black people. I'm pushing for all people to be great. I say all the time on Facebook, I want the best for everybody, good health, good wealth in Jesus' name, or whoever your higher power is, because I want the best for everybody. If you make it out okay, if we make it out okay together, then there will be no room for hate. If you're a millionaire, if I'm a millionaire, if we got the money, if you got the money, if you got a good husband, if I got a good husband, guess what? There will be no room for hateration. Even though as people, we will find it somewhere down the line to bring it in because that's who we are as human. But my prayer daily is God bless everybody so that I won't have to go through the backbiting, the backstabbing, or not having somebody fully believe in my gift because they're not where they should be.
Yeah. I believe it depends on the type of competition because I also believe that there is a such thing as a healthy competition, right? Where we're competing to just be out, but we're competing to be better versions of ourselves. But if the community, if the competition is against each other, then I don't think it's going to work because a house divided can't stand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
So I think it all depends on what type of competition it is. If we're all just competing to be better versions of ourselves, to come together, to have this even greater community, yeah, we can do great things. But if we're all trying to be better than this one, competing with each other, then no, baby, it ain't going too far.
I, I just feel like God is not the author of confusion.
He's
Baby,
not.
I'm not trying to be in the midst of nothing that is going to confuse what
Okay.
I know I have been called and chosen to do as a person.
Right. Right. Mm-hmm.
Would you like to go, Halima?
No, not really. Not really. Like they
Okay.
both said. They both
What needed to
said.
be said?
Yeah.
Okay. What role does this for Halima? What role does humility play in healthy leadership?
Mm.
Somebody else can you actually you want to go or you want somebody else to answer?
No.
That was
This
powerful.
that DBT work, right? Okay. Um, it's being able to call a thing. Um, so all right, so right now I'm in school. I'm in school for a project management, right? And the key to it is being able to assess what the issue is, figure out what the possible solutions will be, and assigning tasks to specified people, right?
Mhm.
And people that are actually good at that task. Sometimes that ain't you. Sometimes that's not you. Um, and as a leader, it's not always the person that is like beating people in the head about things. Is being able to guide the people in the right direction. To take care of what needs to be taken care of. Case in point, when me and my husband got together, I'm great at money. Money is the way I think, whatever.
Right.
I know how to flip it, twist it. What you call? I love me some money, right?
Right.
My husband, he know how to get to the money, whatever.
Right.
But the whole budgeting, investing, all that thing, that's something that I accrued by my dad, whatever. It took him being in the space of humility to allow his wife to take on that task.
Mm.
Because a wise leader is going to do what's best for the the people, the village, whatever you want to call it, or whatever. A foolish leader is going to allow, ego and pride and arrogance, like y'all we talked about before, lead them in their decisions. So yeah.
Anybody
Absolutely.
else?
um, I think I think earlier we established that humility, what is strength under pressure or something like that.
Is humility is strength under control, is knowing all of who you are and being able to submit it, but still owning your own power.
Yeah, that's very necessary for a leader in any setting, because that's not something that comes easily for most people. That's a skill, actually. Being having humility is a skill, and it's
Mm,
a skill that a leader possesses, because if you can't have strength,
Absolutely.
yeah, control strength, that is a skill. You know, because some people, they may face adversity and fall apart. You know, they may face certain situations and may not know how to stand up to it. But if you can have controlled strength, that's definitely a skill that any leader has to
should
have.
have. I
So,
love
They
that
have
you
to have it.
I
mhm.
love that I love that you said that's something that every leader has to have, because there are some things as leaders that you're not going to be able to delegate or do because you just don't have the knowledge, but you have to be able to know that you are the leader, and
Right.
however this person may know how to do tech stuff, you
Mhm.
not tech wise. You
Right.
know, you a visionaire.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're
Right.
if you're a leader, most leaders are visionaries. They're
Hmm.
not really smart on execution. But they need people in place. I mean, we all execute the way that we need
That's
to
right.
execute. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? But honestly, most leaders are visionaries, and
yeah.
they need to be able to delegate and hand it over and trust that that person has the ability to handle.
That's why Jesus
Absolutely.
had disciples.
Absolutely.
That's why Jesus had
Absolutely.
disciples, you know?
I can't make
Okay.
a flyer. I'm gonna call somebody to make the flyer.
Okay.
I can't hang up the curtains. I'm gonna get a
Right.
man over here to hang up the curtains.
There you go.
I can't, fix. I'm not a handyman.
Right.
Okay. I'm
Right.
gonna get a man to come in here and fix it.
But I can see the
Okay. I'm
vision.
not finna plunge them. I mean, and some girls can, some women, some people can navigate and do these things. It's just
Right.
not what my gift is.
Right.
And so I try not to go into other people's gifts. I call you.
Right.
I'm gonna call you. If
Right.
I need something done that I can't handle, I'm gonna Google get it here.
Right.
Okay. If I can't
Okay.
handle it, I'm going to get the job done.
Hmm.
And I think that is really truly what makes a great leader, when you can acknowledge that, no, 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 I don't know, I'm not all, I could do whatever I put my hands to. Let me say that. And if you
Right.
taught me, I'll pick it up well.
Right.
But is that my gift? Is that where I should be doing? Is that what I should have gone to? No, 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 no. That's why he made the doctor the doctor. That's why he made
Right.
the lawyer the lawyer. My
Right.
gift is to lead in another type of way.
Right.
And so that's really what makes people great leaders, is knowing that I got to call somebody else to handle the roof because the roof
Mhm.
about to fall in.
Okay.
Now, if the leader is out trying to handle to fix the roof, they gonna fall off.
Okay.
Legs broke. Lesson learned.
That's very true.
Yeah.
What does collaboration requires that competitive spirits won't allow?
Humility.
Absolutely.
Humility.
At the center of tonight's conversation was one simple truth. Community really falls apart because people are different. They fall apart when differences turn into competitions instead of collaboration.
Mm.
Um, these are our final two last questions.
I thought
Y'all
it was on
ready?
number 8 ago. Here
No,
go.
shut up. That was the segment. I said this is the key.
We here, girl. Go
This
ahead.
the last supper. These are the last supper conversations. Okay, these are the last supper questions. If someone is watching tonight, remembers only one lesson about humility, purpose, and how we treat one another. What do you hope they remember?
Hmm.
I would say to get a relationship with whatever and whoever your higher power is to make sure that you can get to another level. Prayer is the key. It changes you as a whole. It pushes you to remain different. So whoever you believe in tonight, I know that I believe in who I believe in, and I know that there's different people that go different ways. But what I would tell you is when you can call on whoever that is, that will pull you into always remaining different. So get you a relationship so that you can go with the higher power, so that you can be greater.
Yeah.
Kim or Halima?
I would definitely piggyback off to that. Prayer is definitely key. I would say to, if you haven't already, to find your community, find your tribe, find your village of people. If you have maybe any issues with confidence, definitely lean into your village. Find whatever it is. If you're on your, well, of course you're on your journey, but while you're on your journey, I would hope that from tonight's conversation you will um resist the urge to compare yourself to other people's journeys, and to really settle down in your journey, focus on what it is, but what the goal is, and be okay with where you are in your journey. Don't feel the need to compare yourself with anyone else. Be you 100% authentically, however that looks. It's okay to be you, it's okay to be different, but I would definitely encourage you to just find peace in your journey. Know that if you're in a tough space or if you're in a great space in your journey, know that things will get better. The sun will come out. Things will look better for you. But stay on the course. Don't give up. Stay in the course. Find your community. Find your tribe of people and press forward. Don't give up. Keep going. It gets better.
I am Serenity Scholarship Halima Saadia.
Um, I feel like it's loaded, right? Um, because I think we get overwhelmed with the like idea of having a purpose, and knowing if we're on the right path or not. Um, and I would say start with today. Start with who you actually see in the mirror. And if you can't look at yourself, like look yourself in the eyes while you're looking in the mirror, then that's kind of like where we start at. Thinking about like the end goal and the purpose and like how you get there and the pathway and things of that nature, like that's kind of like down the road. If you can't even look at yourself. Um,
Okay.
so I would start there. A program, I'm not a program. What this activity that we give our girls is the woman in the mirror.
Mm.
So what we do is we make them write down about like 5 to 10 things that they love about themselves, whatever. Then we make them say those things to themselves in the mirror. And majority of the time, people can't do it. They get the giggling, they start looking around or whatever, but very very few are able to like actually look themselves in the mirror and say those
Mm.
things that they believed prior about themselves. So I would start with that. I would start with the woman in the mirror.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
That's
Well,
good.
I want to thank y'all. So for the last thing, I want y'all to tell me what does having a seat at the table mean? Tell me your name. Tell me where I can find you, and then tell me what does having a seat at the table mean to you?
Blessings, everyone. I am Pastor Faith Nesbitt, from Durham, North Carolina. Like I said, I'm the pastor of New Deliverance Apostolic Church for All People. Having a seat at the table means tonight that I have a voice. I am able to be different. I am able to have a relationship with God. I am able to be my authentic self without being judged, without being bound, without being able not to present who I am to you. And so tonight, if you leave with nothing else, find out who you are. Find out who you identify as and walk in being you. Do not let people stop you from getting to another level because really you don't know who you are tonight.
Mm,
And so, if I could say anything to you leaving this place and leaving this table tonight, it would be to get to know, get to embrace who you are so that you can go forth.
yeah.
Amen.
Next.
My name is Cam Chanel. Also Cam's Chronicles. Again, you can find me YouTube, Facebook, on all platforms. Um, Having a seat at the table for me means that what I have to bring is valuable and is necessary. That's what having a seat at the table means for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So my advice again would be to embrace, as Pastor Faith said, embrace all of who you are, all of your gifts, everything that you have to bring to the table. It is valuable as well, and embrace it. It's beautiful. It's you, and don't let anyone convince you otherwise. So that's
Yes.
how I feel.
I love that. Come on now. Hey you guys, I'm Halima Saadia. I am CEO of I'm Serenity Scholarship. You can find me on IG. The philanthropic stuff is underscore Halima underscore Saadia. The makeup is Serene underscore Styles, and then with the Z. What does it mean to have a seat at the table? To feel seen, regardless of how different that may be. Feel seen, feel respected, feel wanted,
Absolutely.
which is beautiful. Because I feel like those are the things that people want. I feel like people want to feel seen. People want to feel wanted. People want that, that community. So that's one thing I feel having a seat here. Encouraging words. Um, go where you're wanted, not tolerated.
Hmm.
Um, and if you can't identify that space, maybe you are in a season of isolation for a reason.
Mm.
I love
Well,
it.
well
So like,
said.
yeah, that's all I got.
Tonight we heard stories, we heard wisdom, we've heard perspectives shaped by different journeys. But one truth continues to stand. We don't have to be the same to learn from one another. We don't have to agree to respect one another. And we don't have to compete to honor one another.
Mhm.
Before we judge someone's life, let us first be willing to hear their stories. Whether we agree or disagree, we can still honor one another with dignity, respect, because every person has inherent wealth and is worthy of it. Tonight wasn't about finding one correct perspective. It was about discovering what becomes possible when we choose to constantly consider one another instead of compete with each other. Humility over pride, community over competition. Thank you for being incredible panelists. Thank you for our sponsors and business organizations to continue to support us. And thank you to everyone for joining us today, and welcome this conversation into your home. This has been the Last Supper Kingdom Conversation. I am and forever will be Voice Chosen Productions, Farrah McLaughlin, many voices, one table, a seat for every story. Until next time, thank you guys. But I love y'all,
Love
and
you more.
I'll hit y'all up individually. Like I said, I do want to thank y'all for being here. To be able to go on this journey with you guys has been wonderful, and I really appreciate it. Thank you, Halima, for coming back again. Cam, thank you for coming, and Faith, I'm looking forward for our conversation next month.
Can't wait.
See you
I'm
guys.
about to have to fly the lady out to get my makeup done for the show, girl.
Listen, listen.
See y'all.